glad my hair doesn't look like shit anymore. It's like, it still looks but it doesn't look like
it
shit.
never looked like shit, man.
It looked like shit. It did.
What are you talking about?
Shut the fuck up. I did.
The disrespect I get. The disrespect you give yourself.
You did. You're a piece of shit if you think my hair looked good back then.
What are you, Spider-Man Twitter? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fanboy Talk. This is TroyBoy17 coming at you live. I'm joined by my co-host, Mithi of Film Caffeine. How you doing, Mithi?
It's actually Mithi of Fortnite now. I am exclusively from
You're from
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Yeah, you're the guy
Starring
from Fortnite.
Zendaya times 2.
Zendaya, but worse than the last time Zendaya was in it.
Oh, I really, it's every time I think of Zendaya's name, I think of like the "Oh my God, Beyonce" meme, or the little
I
gif.
think of Zendaya as Michi. That was a banger.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I forget that happened.
How could you forget?
Zendaya is so much more popular, and it's funny because I remember her in Shake It Up, like Bella Thorne. Like that's my first introduction to Zendaya.
Shake It Up.
And she had a sitcom on Disney called Casey Undercover that no one talks about. That ran for 3 seasons. It's insane.
How could you forget
I watched
about
2
that?
seasons of that. It was fine, honestly. I'm going to be honest.
But hello, everybody. There are probably a lot of you who are new here because I'm going to be posting this on the main channel. This is Fanboy Talk. As my podcast. We do usually weekly episodes, right? Hopefully.
Usually weekly or every 2 weeks or something or whenever. We're taking a break now because I have to go back home and sleep
Christmas.
for the next 2 weeks. I'm just going to hibernate.
Holidays. We love that. But
yeah.
We wanted to.
We episodes are fun. It's awesome. Check us out. We're cool.
Yeah, we got good pocket. We're having a good time. But I know we don't worry. I don't want to fuck around anymore. We're gonna talk some Spider-Man No Way Home shit.
What Spider-Man No Way Home? I thought we were gonna.
It's this little indie movie that came out yesterday. Not many people have seen it, and I just want to spread awareness about it and really get people thinking about it and talking about independent artists.
Independent art is important. You see the Paul Thomas Anderson quote where he was like, "I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. I think Spider-Man movies are good for cinema." And then Spider-Man Twitter and just like MCU Twitter was like, "Yes, Paul Thomas Anderson, let's go." I bet you never single one of those.
I'm gonna tell you now. Yeah, Spider-Man Twitter has no idea who Paul Thomas Anderson is.
They just saw that tweet. They saw it was a famous director and was like, "Yes, let's go." They have not watched
finally somebody validates my opinions.
No one has watched
because my opinions are worthless unless somebody else validates them.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go.
I guess that's my whole channel. So.
Yeah. Hey, I'm here too.
But I guess we'll talk non-spoiler stuff for like 20-ish minutes, and then we'll talk spoiler stuff for the rest of it. This is a special episode of Fanboy Talk. We're just gonna be talking this movie because we got a lot of shit to say. Because there's a lot to talk about this movie. Because guess what? This movie's good.
Why?
This movie's good.
Let's take this in for a second, right? Mm-hmm. We are, and I said this in my video. We are such cynical pricks.
Yeah.
Like, just in total. Just to self-deprecate a bit, but then there's a bit of honesty to it as well. We are really cynical people who sit here and cry about Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, cry about, like, the least important thing in the world, yeah.
Exactly. And I think there's still some validity to that. I think we specifically don't like Far From Home. Yeah. And we specifically have been worried about the direction.
I still don't like Far From Home because I saw it 2 days ago and I was like, I still don't like that movie.
Yeah, and I think there's still some validity to that, right? But overall, our overall thoughts on these kind of movies is like so specific that it only hits a niche audience. Yeah. You know? And like that's fine. It's just what we want to do, and that's okay. But
you're never gonna get like 10 million subscribers being a Spider-Man review channel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But to step back for a second, really what the power of these movies is for its fans and then for normal audiences who also just tend to like them, you know? Yeah. And a normal audience who tends to like these movies or a fan who really loves these movies is not really going to give a fuck about some random person saying, I don't like this because of these criticisms. Those criticisms could be valid and you want the filmmakers to progress because that could, save both sides. But then now with this movie, I've been thinking about it a lot over the course of the last 24 hours, right? I'm just really happy to love a Spider-Man movie again.
It's very nice. And I was going on Twitter every time a trailer would come out.
Yeah.
Every time a trailer would come out, I'd be like, man, I wish I could get excited. I wish I could like be into the big popular shit and the big blockbusters that aren't like Dune or the Batman, you know?
Yep.
And like for the first time, I guess since Spider-Verse, I'm not counting because Spider-Verse was like Sony didn't know that movie was going to be good. They didn't expect it to be good.
For a reference, you opened a chest in Fortnite and oh my God, there was a legendary MK gun in there. and then everything else has been
you realize
crystals.
this is going on the main channel, right?
Everyone plays Fortnite.
You realize
That's
this is going on the real channel, not just the Fanboy Talks channel.
I'm advertising Fortnite.
The little indie game Fortnite. I saw. Okay, never mind. I want to get into it because we're talking Spider-Man. But I saw a clip from somebody playing Fortnite way back in the day, and they're like, "What game is this?" It's Fortnite, like because of nobody had heard of it. I was like, "Whoa, that's fucking weird." Anyway, Spider-Man: No Way Home, really cool, very fun movie. You were saying, we were talking about it last night. You put this on your top. You were saying this is your number one Spider-Man movie.
So I came back and I was talking. The friend I went to go see it with, Dalen. He's so cool and awesome. He helps me with all my films.
Dalen doesn't get free clout in this channel. Hang on. No.
He's cool. No. Okay.
No, I like Dalen.
He doesn't give himself free clout,
really
so
cool.
I have to give him free clout, basically. But he has not seen a lot of these Marvel movies, right? He hasn't seen any of these Marvel movies, really. He's like seen clips and pieces, and he doesn't understand the full scope of it. He just saw like some recap videos, and he came out of it loving it, you know?
Yeah.
And that told me something like, okay, no, I'm not alone in just being like a fan and saying I like this movie. People are actually reacting positively to this movie. And I thought about it more, and I looked at all the other films on my list. And yeah, me putting No Way Home at the top seems like a very impulsive decision.
Yes, it is.
And who knows, maybe a year from now, I'll be like, you know what? Nah, Spider-Verse is better.
But
and
for now, you're riding the hype, and I respect that. I got no issue.
I'm riding the hype, and I feel really just happy that this movie is good. And I knew this movie was going to be fine. Like, it's going to be at least fine.
Yeah.
But I did not expect it to resonate with me emotionally as well as it did. And I looked at even my MCU list, and I feel like this is still the most emotionally powerful
this is
movie
definitely
in the
my
MCU
favorite
for me.
I think it's my favorite MCU. I've got some it's weird to have nostalgia for a movie from 20. Whoa, wait, Captain America 1 came out 10 years ago. Wait. Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah,
but
it makes me feel old.
That makes me feel pretty fucking
man.
old. But like, I think I fucking love Captain America 1, and that gives me this feeling that like it's like a Superman movie, basically. That like, I love this. I love No Way Home, and it's not giving me that yet. Even Spider-Verse didn't give me that. It kind of did. But I would definitely say it's my easily top 3 MCU things. And Homecoming, ironically, was also one of my favorite MCU things. Despite the fact that
even though you shit on it,
even though I shit on it, I've always liked Homecoming. I just to quote a Mr. Main character of Twitter today, good movie. Maybe not the best Spider-Man movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, it's easily like top of my MCU movies. Mainly just because like Winter Soldier is like a movie that I recognize is really good. I'm probably not gonna watch Winter Soldier more than like 10 times in my life, you know.
Yeah.
And I would rather like it's fun. To me, what I determine is like my favorite.
Winter Soldier
movies
is like
a
date movie. Winter Soldier is a movie.
You're taking dates on Winter Soldier.
If you're like looking for a casual movie.
Winter Soldier's not no, sorry. I mean, it's just
actiony.
Like that's the opposite of what I was gonna say. Winter Soldier's a little more intense than. It's not like a. Okay, I'm a fucking weirdo.
Time has worn it down for me.
I don't agree. Time's made me more interested in it.
Really?
But yeah, but it's like it's the same thing where like Spider-Man 2 is a better movie, right? I'm probably gonna watch Spider-Man 1 more often. And that's why in my fucking letterbox ranking, I put Spider-Man 1 over Spider-Man 2. That's just because what I'm going to watch more often if I have a choice, if I'm given a list.
Rewatchability matters a lot with these.
Rewatchability is my main
as
goal.
Much as we should.
Yeah, and I need to rewatch this one to see how much rewatchability it has. So like I would say Winter Soldier is probably a better made movie. But I would rather watch No Way Home. And maybe just because I like Spider-Man. I like Captain America a lot, but it's fucking.
This
Spider-Man.
movie has a lot of Spider-Man stuff.
There's a lot of Spider-Man stuff in it. Yeah, it's a very good. It's a good Spider-Man movie. That's crazy. It's a great Spider-Man movie. It's a great Spider-Man movie. Yeah,
yeah, it is. It is so. And here's a non-spoiler thing that I think is important. It's so unique to me. The plot of this movie is just so unique.
I really, really like
the story it has to say.
I think I do. Okay, I've got my issues with this movie. I want to preface this by saying it's not. I don't think it's. So before we got off topic talking about fucking Winter Soldier, I would place this. I think I put my letterboxd up and people got mad at me for it. I would put it about on par with TASM 1, but that's because I really like TASM 1. TASM 1, Amazing Spider-Man 1, for those who aren't in the know about the abbreviations. Amazing Spider-Man 1, I adore that movie for a lot of reasons, and it's got its issues, and so does this movie, but overall, what the movies are trying to do, I fucking love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For you stats nerds, here's a comparison. Letterboxd lists aren't a normal distribution. They don't just go like this and like between each movie is the same level of love, you know? It's honestly, for a lot of people, it's more like skewed to the left.
If I had the ability to just add a number to my Letterboxd ranking, it would literally be number 1 Spider-Verse, number 3 number 2s in Raimi 1, Raimi 2, Raimi 3, and then number 3 TASM 1, Homecoming, No Way Home, which is all on the same list. And probably, I don't know, fucking whatever. I don't want to think about it right now.
The delineations aren't equal,
people assume there's equidistant spacing between each ranking on a movie list, and so anything at the bottom is fucking trash. I don't think Far From Home is trash. It's my bottom movie. I don't think it's garbage. I just don't ever want to watch it again because I don't like it. It's not.
There are movies worse than Far From Home.
There are a lot of movies. Okay. This is a whole thing. This is a whole topic, and we should probably talk about this on another podcast.
Yeah.
Most of these big budget blockbusters are fine. At the very worst, they are decent at best. You know.
Yeah.
It's like some of them are really shittily written, and then obviously you get like a Justice League and stuff, which is bad for its own reasons. But for the most part, filmmaking wise and quality wise, objective quality, quote unquote, because I mean, media is subjective, but there is an objective quality to most things. You know. Every MCU thing is objectively a good movie because it is a movie that exists and has good quality. It's good high resolution. Audio quality is good. You know, like
it gets at least a C average and C.
Every movie that comes out nowadays is passing. You know, and so that's like this course has always like treated movies that to me are like passing C+ movies, B+ movies.
The only major movie that hasn't like passed for me is like Justice League.
Yeah, Justice League's a disaster, and that's because of behind the scenes shit. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, speaking of technicality, do we want to talk before you go in? Do you want to talk about technicalities? Because that's not spoiler. You know, color grading and like VFX.
Well, it's like stuff. Okay, but there's specific ones I want to talk about.
Yeah,
we can. They're not super spoilery. I kind of want to get into them in the spoiler-free.
There's stuff with green screen versus CGI that High Top brought up.
Yeah, we'll talk about
today
that. We'll
that I
talk
thought was interesting.
Oh yeah,
but color grading was great. Color grading straight up was fucking awesome.
Color grading was really pretty. Graded. The camera work.
Movie.
The camera work, as somebody who's been kind of obsessed with camera work for the past like few months. It's not Raimi shit, you know, because Raimi, God, right? But it is the closest to Raimi shit we've had in a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Like there's this really cool oneer in the first 10 minutes or 10, 15 minutes, something like that. Yeah. There's this really nice oneer that's really, really cool. They do every time there's like a spider sense moment. Because there's a lot of spider sense moment. Because a lot of bad things happen in this movie. Not to spoil anything, but there's danger.
Zooms, dolly zooms.
They do these dolly zooms, and it's like such a. Has any other Spider-Man movie done that? I'm assuming they have to have.
Raimi has, I think, a good amount of times.
I don't remember that in he. I don't remember.
Well, I mean, the scene in the cafe, right, when he dolly zooms and the car goes through. Like,
that's true.
What
that's a big dolly zoom. Yeah, that's true. But
like, then this does like smaller dolly zooms.
The smaller dolly zooms, and it's like frequent, I really like that. Yeah. Just and then color grading wise, but it's like. For every really cool, and there's like a whole practical fight, which is awesome. That's my favorite fight in the movie.
Dude, the fight in the midpoint of the movie between Spider-Man and another character.
That's like a TASM 1 fight.
I was screaming.
That's like a TASM 1 fight. Because TASM 1 is like fully practical.
Fighting does an expression and that I'm like, oh, the entire time. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. My audio peaked as shit there. I am very sorry.
You should be. You should be. But It's weird though, because for every moment that I'm like, whoa, that was a really cool camera shot, or whoa, that's really pretty. Wait, that's a really nice, you know, I love that. There's another one that is the most ugly shot I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
There is a like certain like very important moments in the movie.
Do you know what specifically? A lot of Benedict Cumberbatch scenes are very green screen. Like, I don't think Benny Boy was there to meet with Tom Holland on a lot of those days.
And like, but there's
probably a big reason for that. But
I'm sure, and there maybe it's scheduling, and maybe it's a matter of like
the CGI itself. I think is good, and there are some shots that are better than others.
The CGI
but it's a green screen.
The CGI of him and of the suit is much better than it was in Homecoming and Far From Home. And maybe all the marketing money went to the CGI budget. That would explain a lot.
Yeah.
like you can see a very, and obviously they CGI over the suit, but it feels a lot better. I'll need to see like before and afters of set photos.
I want to say
really
this is probably the most expensive Spider-Man movie so far.
I don't know the details. I don't follow that shit. It's
okay. I will look it up later.
I'm not a businessman. I don't care about money.
You're not
All I care about is art.
From the Lego movie.
All I care about is art. I wish I was president. Dude, have you seen the fucking Legos that guy has? It's fucking rad.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're all glued together.
Yeah, you can't play with them.
You can't play with. But spoilers. Yes, you can. Now you can. At the end.
Oh yeah.
Unless if the second one like ruined his arc.
Yeah, I don't. The second one was fun, but people should.
I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. Something about it just never like felt right to me. But
imagine if that's what they get to do the movies after this.
Like there are like certain shots that I was just like, wait, what the fuck? This is a very big important moment for the movie, for the scene. Not just
and it's
not
not cinematic.
It's but then some shots are. Like the scene of him in the rain from the trailer. That's a great shot. That's a perfect use of the camera for an emotion moment, you know?
And then the reverse shot of that is like, oh, okay, I love this.
Yeah. And it's just
it does look CGI, but you can make CGI look good.
Yeah, you know? This had a really nice blend of CGI that the best parts of this movie are the parts where it doesn't feel like an MCU movie, and the worst parts of this movie are when it feels like an MCU movie. And I think the absolute worst part of this movie is, to me, not worse, but the thing that I really dislike about this movie is just solely that Far From Home exists and failed to properly set up the characters. You know,
it's hard to consider
MJ,
these movies
and May. Ned, MJ, and May are given a lot, and they're a lot better than they were in Far From Home.
They're given more in this movie than any other movie.
Except for Ned. Actually, Ned kind of doesn't get shit.
Ned
gets fucked over, but whatever. He's the comic relief, I guess. But
he has a good moment in the last 30 minutes of the film.
Yeah, but it's like, they're given better stuff, but they've got these big emotional things because it's the end of a trilogy. There's supposed to be payoff here. And I'm like, I don't know fucking a single thing about MJ. I don't know anything about Ned.
No, she's in Fortnite.
She's in... So true. It's the girl from Fortnite.
She's the girl from Fortnite.
Twice. Okay. But I'm just like... And so like, because of that, and it's hard to like knock the movie about that because it's not this movie's fault. It's the last movie's fault. But it's like, I can't get as invested, and I couldn't get as into those subplots as much as I would have liked to have, and as much as the movie wanted me to, you know?
Yeah. And I think on a backside, I do think the movie kind of acknowledges that midway through. There's a point where
they like kind of disappear for a while.
Yeah. And I think that's probably a good thing, I want to say.
Yeah, but then I'm like, why were they... I get why they were in it to begin with. I don't know. There's a whole lot I can do with the rewrite. After this, I want to run some rewrite ideas by you because I have a few ideas.
Do it. But I do think there's a way that they could have done more with them, but at the same time, what we got still did benefit from them not being there because it would have been a distraction in those scenes. Think about them being in those scenes. That would have been a bit of a distraction.
No, definitely.
Because the scenes they are in later on, I understand why people they are distractions.
Yeah.
So it is, I guess. Instead of completely sidelining them in this last movie, they do a good mix of both, giving them important stuff and then also sidelining them so that other stuff can take the highlight.
Yeah, I agree. And like, to shift gears like entirely, the one thing that I was really worried this movie was going to be, it was just like Endgame 2.0. And like, anyone knowing this, I haven't actually said this.
Endgame 2.0 times Rise of Skywalker.
Times Rise of Skywalker, yeah. I guess I've never really talked about Endgame on my channel. I'm not huge on Endgame. I think it's a fine movie with a very fun fan servicey ending that if you're a big fan of the MCU, you'll really like. And if you're not a fan of the MCU, it's still enjoyable and it's still fine, but it doesn't hit as home. It hit as hard as like it probably wanted to.
Because there's no way back home.
There's no way home.
I'm sorry.
Okay, this is a weird thing. I cannot believe that this movie, like when I think about the movie that I watched last night, I don't believe that is called No Way Home. To me,
it feels like
Spider-Man No Way Home is the movie that I was worried it was going to be. To me, fucking Spider-Man Homies was this movie because it was good.
I want to, Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm trying to decide whether I hate the title Far From Home or No Way Home more. I think I kind of hate the title Far From Home more just because he's in fucking Europe. Whereas this one at least has some meaning for it.
Far From... I don't like the No Way Home. Well, no, now after this movie, I kind of like the No Way Home title because now you know what it's about.
That's what I was going to say.
But I've never liked it as much as never liked the home shit to begin with. We've never liked that. It's never worked. It should have been school stuff. Yeah. It should have been Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Spring Break, Spider-Man Graduation. Oh, I bumped my mic.
Yeah.
You know,
Spider-Man Spring Break would have been a great
That's
title,
a good name.
That
That's a
would have
fun
been
name.
meme to oblivion. That would have been meme to oblivion.
Yeah, and I love it
right now.
I'm excited.
Yep.
Is this one not getting meme to oblivion?
This is true.
You
No
know?
way off that fucking bridge.
Anytime nobody says no way,
not...
somebody just replies with home.
That bridge was I not a lot of people are talking.
They should have said. We'll talk about later. Spoiler stuff. Yeah,
we will.
Do you have any other spoiler-free stuff you want to talk about?
I'm trying to think. We talked about color grading, performances. Big thing, performances.
Really good. Tom Holland. Remember the shit I was saying last week? Remember the shit I was saying last week about how I was like, I don't know if he's a good actor. He's a good actor. I've decided he's a good actor.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Andrew is a better actor because I have seen him in other things where he performs the shit out of it.
Yeah, I think Tom is like at the point.
Tom is growing there. Tom is growing. Tom has the
potential to be a Robert Pattinson. You know. Yeah. But it's like he's still in his like big. He's still in his big
Amy Pascal
blockbuster.
Keeps wanting to
he
do
needs to go
like,
off to do. He needs to go off and do a good.
And he's doing the Fred,
movie.
The Fred whatever
movie?
the dance. No,
what?
Fred Astaire. Fred Astaire. That's what it is. Like the dancing dude.
Fred movie.
The Fred movie. Imagine if they just called it Fred. That's my call. Fred Astaire tap dancing movie. That's just gonna be called Fred, and it's gonna be the funniest fucking thing of all time.
It would be.
But I mean, that's more of an out Harsey role and. Amy Pascal keeps wanting to be fucking Nathan Drake and shit. So it's like, okay, all right.
But I mean, he has the potential to be an interesting Nathan Drake, but he's just, I don't know, he's such a young presence now that it's very difficult for me to buy him as like Nathan Drake specifically. But I don't know. The trailer for that movie didn't really sell me.
I saw the trailer in the cinema. It was the Batman trailer, it was the Uncharted trailer. And I was
that's a whiplash. That's a whiplash.
That is a whiplash. Then it was the Morbius trailer. We didn't so it just kept being a whiplash.
Wait, what the fuck? I didn't get the Batman trailer. Wait, what the fuck?
I got the Batman trailer. I'm so happy. I got the Batman trailer. Yeah. Wait, what the fuck? They kept the house lights on, which kind of sucked, but it was still cool.
That's cool.
So,
how was your theater experience? Was it like safe? Do you think?
It was relatively safe. It was weird. They were also this was a special theater where they serve you food while you watch the movie, which is cool. But then also you want to make sure you have space to eat in COVID. And there was enough space. I went and saw it at 3 p.m. on a Thursday, which is probably the earliest ever screening in the entirety of Iowa, because the state has fucking nothing. Probably. I don't know if there was anything else earlier
everywhere I looked at 3 p.m. was the earliest in my area, exactly. So I'm sure
the release, and I'm gonna say this right now because this is no spoilers. The staggered release kind of fucked this movie. Because I saw spoilers on YouTube. I go to YouTube. The first video is like some fucking spoiler. It's I don't know.
I've got an opinion.
Because it's YouTube, not Twitter. It's YouTube.
We're probably not going to do the no spoilers talk on my channel, so I'll say it. This movie should not have come out on December 17th. That's a terrible fucking time during pandemic. The fact COVID, and we talked about this. You and I have, but COVID takes 2 weeks for you to notice symptoms. Up to 2 weeks. Christmas is in a week, where people see their families and people see their 90-year-old elderly grandmother who could collapse at any moment, you know? Like maybe it wasn't the smartest choice, maybe it wasn't the safest, most great choice to have it.
Now.
It should have at least been, I think it should have at least been a week earlier, just to give that extra buffer zone of like, oh shit, I caught it, you know? At the theater. Because it's like, my theater was kind of scary. I mean, not every U.S. theater is requiring vaccinations, and they're not doing spacing and shit like that. It's
depending on where you live as well. Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, and it really sucks. I don't know. Movie theaters need to be better about it, I think. Like, I would...
on one side, you want to champion this movie,
I'd gladly pay triple the ticket price to make sure that I get spacing, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe that's what I just have to start doing. I just have to start buying 5 tickets, but we couldn't do that with this movie, because that was a nightmare.
Yep.
Yeah. There was something else I wanted to say, but I don't know.
But performances.
I'm gonna go pee.
Do we want to talk about do it? Should we talk about the definitive spoiler? Okay. Should we talk about the definitive spoiler? Okay, just go. Fuck you. While Troy is gone, hi everyone. Look at Fortnite Zendaya. She's wearing the Fortnite button, because that is a callback to the fact that she is in fact in Fortnite. She is wearing the smiley face, which in of itself is a reference to Watchmen, the hit Zack Snyder movie, and not a comic. Fuck you, Alan Moore, even though we love you. She is also wearing a jacket that is green to reference the Green Goblin, and then her hoodie is red to reference Spider-Man. And it's like her jacket is Green Goblin, but then her hoodie is Spider-Man. So it's like the two of them. I'm really struggling for fucking things to say about her outfit. This skin sucks, but like, hey, at least it's Zendaya. And then on the other side, we have Tom Holland here. Tom Holland is wearing the classic Far From Home suit. As you can see, there's a little bit of webbing on his arms. He is also unmasked, and you can see pretty boy Tom Holland's face with his hair bending backwards. And I think he has Raycon earbuds in his ears. So there you go.
What the fuck are you talking
This
about?
entire time I was just describing the Fortnite skins for people who are blind.
You realize I have to edit the peeing out, right? It's not. That's not.
That's true. You're welcome.
I swear to God. But do you want to talk about spoilers now?
Yeah. Do we have a final rating to give it, or is it?
I'd give it an 8. I think.
Okay.
That's an 8. Okay. No. Do you want to talk Spider-Man Twitter actually, really quick?
Okay. Well, here's what we'll do, because I don't know how you're gonna structure it for the video. We'll talk Spider-Man Twitter. We'll talk rating, and then you delineate a point where we're gonna start like the video.
Well, no, my rating is dependent on my opinion on Spider-Man Twitter right now.
Oh, okay, all right.
Because the movie, I'd give like an 8.5 or a 9. When I think about Spider-Man fans, I give it like a 6. Because I don't want to give them the satisfaction.
I think your rating is an 8 point. I think
right. So right now I'm giving it like an 8 because like there is a lot of stuff I really don't like with this movie, and we'll talk about it with spoiler stuff. And I really like the high moments a lot, and the general structure and the general plot and what the movie's doing, I fucking adore. It's really like the dialogue and the small moments that I'm like, this isn't for me. And then it's like I don't know. When I remember the shit that I just saw today, I was dealing with a lot of shit. It was really annoying today. Today fucking sucked.
Yeah.
To like on the comments of the pre-write, I had to like turn off comments on the pre-write because it got pretty fucking annoying.
That's rough.
So, but like, I'll talk about the pre-write later. But when I think about that, it brings it down like half a point or like 0.5. So it's like I give it an 8, and then when I think about the ending, I give it like a 9. But then when I think about what the movie itself is doing, it's an 8. So I'm just gonna say 8 and be generous. Yeah. 8 on a good day, 7.5 when people are bullying me on Spider-Man Twitter.
That makes sense. I think for me, and I think a Far From Home comparison is apt. This movie has stuff that I don't necessarily like, and there is stuff that I can complain about. But with Far From Home, I'm still thinking about this stuff now 2 years from now, because I can pinpoint moments exactly where I'm like, they don't
ruin the movie at all. Yeah, there's nothing
here. These moments are harder to pinpoint. You know, they're just more kind of there's some things I can pinpoint. You know, but it's not stuff that's going to stick with me as much. And so based on that, I gave it a 10 out of 10 because I'm like, I fucking love this movie.
Because you're an MCU Spider-Man show.
I'm an MCU Spider-Man show.
Yeah, because you're You said you were nostalgic for a movie that came out 4 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't say that. Listen, I was a high school kid, and I am no longer a high school kid. That's...
I was watching a fucking cooking show, and one of the girls she was a high school graduate. Or no, so she was still in high school. And then it cut to her little interview box thing, and she was like, when I was a senior in high school... Girl, you're still in high school. What are you talking about?
That's weird. Yeah.
So that's you or her.
Yeah, that is me. Except I am in college. Maybe it's more. Maybe when I get an actual job, then people will be like, "Oh, okay, now I can be nostalgic for high school."
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so 10 out of 10 because you're a Marvel shill. 8.
I will say even 9.5 out of 10 because that's more accurate. But the mood and the fucking the way this
be like IGN. Add a couple points to make it look less. Like you
salty.
got sold. Yeah, you just sold out.
I think
Kevin Feige just came up to you, gave you a check. And
they did pay me
9.5 to 10, 7.5 to 8.5.
If Marvel gifts me the Fortnite Spider-Man skins for free, I will give this movie a 10 out of 10. How about that?
The specific Tom Holland. Wait. Do you want the MJ one?
I like the back bling on MJ. Like the MJ one has like the
right?
Yeah, and like I like that. I like that backpack. It looks nice.
It's
like a small, cute little backpack.
I don't know. I just got Tom. I don't give a shit about the MJ one, just because I don't know anything about that character.
There we go. Here we go again.
But yeah. So we're officially getting into spoiler talk. Want to talk spoilers?
All right, let's do spoiler talk. You start spoilers.
All right. Yep. Okay. Well, we're gonna talk spoilers. So I'm giving like a big old warning. The rest of this is going to be spoilers. So if you have not seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled and you have not been spoiled already, you've probably already been spoiled realistically.
Leave a like and get out of here.
No, well, what you want to do is you want to mute it and keep it playing.
Yeah.
I still want the watch time.
Yeah.
But
just in case if you're good at lip reading, scroll down and just like read
just make us really small, lower the resolution.
I'm not going to time code any of the spoilers so that if you're like here and I'm just going to say spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler talk,
Yeah.
So I don't even know where to fucking start. Do you want to start with like the big deal? That ending, baby.
I don't want to start with the ending.
You don't want to start with the ending? Okay, fine.
I don't want to. I feel like we need to go through chronologically.
Let's go chronologically. Yeah.
I want to go chronologically, just for the sake of it.
All right.
Just for the spirit of it.
So he didn't say fuck, and I'm kind of mad. He didn't say you. Everybody set me up. They're like, dude, he actually is gonna say uck in the movie. I was really fucking excited for that.
Yeah.
He says, "What the fuck?" And then a fucking car horn honks.
Yeah.
Just let him say fuck.
Yeah.
So objectively terrible movie.
Yeah, you're allowed one fuck, right?
I'll bet you it's maybe it's an MCU thing. Maybe Disney doesn't want. I have no idea.
I'm trying to think of it. I mean, because like Iron Man was gonna say "fuck you" to Thanos before he died, and then they rewrote it to say.
Were they actually? Wait,
they were. Yeah,
wait, that's really funny. Wait, I would have liked Iron Man so much more if he did that. I would feel a lot better about his death. That's for sure.
Fuck you plus ratio with billionaires snaps. But yeah, it's whatever. I guess.
Like I'll bet you, I have a feeling that was a late edit choice.
They recorded it. They definitely
had to.
It's on Amy Pascal has it in her Google Drive folder.
It's way off in a Sony folder. It's gonna get leaked in 10 years. It's gonna be really great. I'm so excited.
Yep. Exactly.
But the opening scene, what did you think? That's that opening sequence of.
I want to talk about the first 10 minutes of this film are so fast paced. And
it's a little too fast paced for me.
And I kind of don't like that. There are parts here's the reason I kind of like it. Because this movie has to do so much that like at least you stay with Tom. Tom is your person of point of view.
POV.
Yeah. POV the whole time through almost, Like you're seeing everything happen to Tom. This entire movie really is just Tom's
It's POV, almost like it's a Spider-Man movie.
More so than Far From Home, which isn't a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
But
Far From Home is an Iron Man movie.
That's my take. I'm not gonna even say it's an Iron Man movie. I'm just gonna say it's not a Spider-Man movie. That's it.
It's just a movie.
Yeah. But you stick with Tom the whole way through. You see him like, yes, we don't know much about MJ's character, but you do know her mannerisms, And I think you get enough of her mannerisms to be like, okay, I can jive with this character, at least for me.
She was. I mean, I don't want to get too into it because I do want to talk about the opening first.
Yeah.
But like MJ, I think is far more interesting in this movie than she has been. There's still like a lot of lacking of depth there. I like there's some implications and stuff that are interesting. And then oh my god, my heater is so loud. I apologize if anybody's hearing that.
I can't hear it.
Well, yeah, but
that's
what was I gonna fucking say? But it's still, I don't know. She still just didn't really like. I still don't know anything about it. Like they mentioned her dad, and I'm like, okay, we're never gonna meet.
So her dad's name is her dad's last name Watson, and so that's why she goes by Michelle Jones.
The Jones Watson thing. Firstly, was really cool. That made me really happy. That didn't fully satisfy my she should just be named Mary Jane need that all my
what are you
gonna
do? Name her after a weed? Is that
yes,
what you're
you
gonna
are.
do?
Yes, I am actually.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo 2, baby. Scooby Doo 1. No, Scooby Doo 1. Scooby Doo 2002.
Yeah.
But like so yes, Jones Watson. That means her family name is Jones and Watson. There is a slight so Mary Jane. This is kind of a heavy subject to get started on, so that's gonna be fun. Mary Jane in the comics comes from an abusive household, and abusive men in her life, and that's what kind of defines her character and stuff. It is sort of implied that her dad's last name is Watson. Oh no, she didn't really talk about her dad in like a negative light. She just didn't like being called Watson.
That's maybe a lot of our implications of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's other stuff later in the movie which I'll talk about later. But yeah, she doesn't like being called Watson. That's interesting. I'm glad that they finally confirmed a last name for her, because for 4 years she was Michelle
Jones.
We never knew. No, she wasn't even Jones. They never said Jones officially. We just assumed. I think like Kevin Feige just tweeted it once or something, and like people just assumed.
Stuffed into Iron Man 2. That's how we know.
Yeah, but it Far From Home. This was Far From Home did like an ad of like their passports, and Michelle's last name was covered. It was so fucking
why
weird.
Is this so secretive?
Yeah, and so I literally thought her dad was gonna be Jameson. and I was really looking forward to that. I thought that would have been a really fun dynamic, but I guess not.
That's fine.
But yeah, so that opening scene is a little more fast paced than I would like it to be, and it's a little bit more Far From Home than I would like it to be. Obviously, it picks up right after Far From Home, so like, you know, but like the tone of it, I didn't expect. It starts off really cool, of like everybody's hounding MJ. That's really interesting, and then they start swinging it, and then it's like really fun pop song, a really fun rock song. That's like, it's just like the tone isn't really there, and it's more just like, oh, fun little swing sequence of just staying away from helicopters, and then the Happy May stuff from Far From Home. I get that's a plot.
I mean, my favorite scene in that entire opening is the one take is really cool. The one take is great. Other than that, I think my favorite scene is them revealing the MIT letters. I think if that even counts.
Yeah, well, that's not the opening. No, I'm literally talking about the first like 5 minutes right now.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You said go chronologically. We're going fucking chronologically, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's a good scene too, and I like that scene a lot. But the movie opened like kind of the way I was worried it would, and like Peter was framed for like mass genocide or attempted mass genocide, and like it was played as
rushing through the Daredevil stuff. I wonder if there's stuff that they filmed that was cut, right? They said they filmed a court scene or something.
Really? I don't know. I think
thought
so.
I heard some rumor like that.
I don't trust any leaks, man.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah. Except for John Campea, because now we can say, John Campea, you're fucked.
Yeah,
you're fucked, man. Those were fucking real.
John Campea ruined this movie straight up, because
really did.
Like there was the Andrew Garfield leak, but that leak that he did is what ruined the movie straight up. If we didn't have that leak, our attitudes going into this movie would have changed a lot. But
if we didn't have the leak, I don't think I would have put Daredevil on my bingo card. I absolutely would not have.
Really?
Yeah, no. Which speaking of my bingo card, didn't get bingo. I'm pretty pissed. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it. No comment.
There's only one on there. Right?
There's like 3 things where I'm like, I guess I could say this, but I don't believe that they did. So whatever. Yeah, you know.
You just wish they fucked up Toby.
I wish they fucked up, man. You know, man. I just really wish they fucked up Toby. I wish they didn't do a good job writing him. But we'll get to that later. But. Yeah, so then they go into the Happy May stuff from the last movie, which just like that was just like a really long bit.
That's fine. I don't have any just weird thoughts on that.
I don't know. I've never been.
It's weird. I saw that clip on Seth Meyer and I was like, "Is this later in the movie?"
See, I didn't see any clips, so everything was new to me. I was just like, "This is a weird place to do this. This is."
He just starts crying, and I'm like, "I mean, okay, cool, whatever. Let's keep going." I guess.
I don't know. It was just weird, and it makes sense because I guess that's where it left off in the last movie. But like, I don't know, it felt strange.
I thought that scene when he's looking at the TV was like some kind of callback to Iron Man 3. You know,
I don't. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking the whole time. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe it's still like neat.
Yeah.
It wasn't as many Stark references as
there wasn't, and that was good. Yeah, there was okay, but there was what was
the thing that Happy stole or whatever.
What I really what I liked a lot, and I think they didn't fully capitalize on this. So we get Daredevil. Fuck yeah, he's cool as hell. Yeah, that was a cool moment. I was really happy to see that.
Catches a rock or whatever.
Catches a rock, or there was a brick. Yeah, that was a fun little moment. He's Charlie Cox, love him to death. And in that he's like instantly Peter's kind of let off free, which I'm like, that's a little weird.
Yeah,
like that conflict is just kind of forgotten about, basically. It just the framing stuff, and I guess it makes sense because like there's a public record that Mysterio is lying,
bad things,
and so it's mainly more the public opinion stuff, which is interesting.
We just don't see enough of it. We really just don't see enough of it.
The public opinion part is a commentary on Twitter and Spider-Man Twitter, and that is my final say. That is my analysis of the media.
Charlie Cox came in and he's like, "Can I talk about Spider-Man?
Hey, can I talk some shit about High Top Films?"
For some reason. Yeah,
I saw his Spider-Man ranking, and I'm really mad at him.
Yeah,
but yeah, that just that stuff was kind of really rushed for me, and I was really excited to see. Like, I didn't need a courtroom scene. I didn't need to be the biggest thing. But
I do think I liked all of that more than Far From Home.
Yeah,
I do think it was better. It was
Far From Home.
It was more like Homecoming, but like
it was
faster.
It was still
Homecoming
kind of had the like
movie.
It still kind of had the like quirky little fun Disney Channel energy that I was worried about, and that I didn't like. Before Charlie Cox though, the interrogation scene was fucking great. That was perfect. That was
the
fucking
Ned stuff
rad.
Was weird.
The Ned stuff was
love the Ned.
I kind of liked it. I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun because cops are assholes. That cop was being an asshole, and it worked for me.
It was. I think Ned is too like played off as dumb in these movies. Yeah, and it's like that was the highlight of it for me.
Yeah, you know what vibes it gave me?
What?
Have you seen the Michael Bay Transformers movies? The first one, at least.
Yes.
Do you remember that scene where the guy is just like, he has like a whole monologue about the donuts?
That sounds familiar.
I don't know why I specifically thought of this. There's a scene in the Transformers movies where this one guy, I can't remember his name, I think he's played by Anthony Anderson. I can't remember. I feel racist if I'm wrong. But he's like, oh, they give you these donuts to scare you, basically. And they're like, if you're guilty, you don't eat a donut. And if you're innocent, you eat a donut. So I ate the whole plate. And that was like a bit that they had. And for some reason, I thought they were going to make that exact same joke with Ned. And it kind of has the same energy of like stupid guy in interrogation room. I don't know. That was fine
maybe he's just too overexcited, but like it was very much like, okay.
That is where we got the most character with May.
Interesting. The May commentary is cool.
May finally had shit to do, which was rad. Only took a whole ass movie.
It is weird that the cop was like, who does that? And like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, who the fuck does that? You know? And like, they don't really address it per se, but I think it is also because later on in the movie, you really you don't really understand May. You don't get to fully understand her, but you do get that sense of motivation of like, she knows she's Spider-Man. He's Spider-Man, but like she's okay with it because he's doing something good with his life. That's helping people. Yeah. And because of that, she's okay with it.
Yeah, there are certain things that are brought up that I don't think are fully like capitalized on. But that's okay. Like the movie has a very clear central theme that I'm like very happy with. But I really I like the fact that like MJ and May said the same thing at the same time. That was a cute little moment that like gave MJ some character. I think anything that she does gives her character. And I grew
Zendaya is a great actress, man.
She's a super. Euphoria is the best MJ show in the world.
I want to watch Euphoria now.
Euphoria is very traumatizing, so don't go in like expecting super fun times. But like it's really good. But like so. I like the interrogation scene a lot. Like that was the first moment where I was like, wait, do I like this movie? Oh shit. Wait, do I like this movie? Oh no.
Yeah.
Wait, fuck.
This is a problem.
This is a problem. My whole identity is based on not liking these movies. I need to fucking oh god, I gotta find something I hate about this.
The podcast for the past like 3 months has been
this is just gonna be Rise of Skywalker. It's gonna fucking suck. Yeah. Oh no.
Fuck you, Spider-Man Twitter.
That's good because now I can do a well-intentioned nice rewrite and then a pitch of the fourth movie. So we've got tons of content, baby. I just can't I can't make why the MCU still doesn't get Spider-Man or whatever. That's not gonna.
You can't make Billionaires Video Part 2. So.
Dang, fuck. Oh fuck. Man, I was really looking forward to making that Billionaires video. So what happens after that? So then it's
MIT stuff. You want to talk about MIT stuff?
I really
I'm just
gonna
say it first. I'm going to say it first.
Yes.
I applied to go to MIT as a kid.
Yeah,
I didn't get in.
As a kid? What are you,
Ned is a
young
fucking
Sheldon?
dumbass. If Ned gets in and I don't get in, you motherfuckers at MIT, what the fuck were you thinking of, that son of a bitch? I know it's fictional. I don't care. Do you think they contacted someone at MIT to be like, hey, can we use your university in this film? They probably did that, right?
I'm interested because it's like, is it product placement?
I kind
of.
Is it private? Like, why does MIT need advertisement?
Right? Most colleges are private, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yes.
So is it a product? I don't know. Maybe. That's interesting. Am I accidentally doing advertising for MIT? Oh no.
Yeah.
I fucking loved the MIT plotline.
I did. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did.
You told me about it a few weeks ago, and I was like, that sounds kind of weird. I don't know. You just mentioned an MIT plotline. I was like, that's kind of strange. That was the most Spider-Man feeling thing that I was like, I was not ready for that. I loved that. It was showing like legit consequences for Peter just being Spider-Man. And I feel like
they live in New York, so I think it's more common to think about going to MIT as like a because
I mean I don't give a shit that it was MIT. I think you're focusing too much on the fact.
I'm focusing too much on it because I didn't get into fucking MIT.
Why do you let me in? But they go to like this is what I haven't liked about the other.
They go to IMSA. They
go to a fucking crazy like super expensive super smart school, you know. Yeah. Which is funny because the end of this movie. We'll talk about the end of the movie when we get to there because it's really fucking funny to me.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I like the MIT plotline a lot, and I really liked they open it all the letters together and like it's legit consequences. I do think it was kind of weird. And maybe this was just a script thing, an earlier draft or whatever. I was really expecting Ned to have gotten in.
Yeah, me too.
And then
when you see his face, it's like, oh no.
And I think it would have been interesting if he like lied about it, just because he was, because like they had this, they were almost setting up this thing of like he didn't want to be left out, or he was like felt like a third wheel or something.
And he felt like left out even though he got into MIT. He's feeling more and more left out.
And I think and he just wanted.
And
then
the magic thing brings him in. You know, it's like, no, I do have something, and then Peter's like, no, I don't like you because of the magic stuff. I like you because you're my guy in the chair, and I love you.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, there could be something interesting there. or there could be an arc, because they didn't do really anything with Ned in this movie besides jokes and opening up portals, which we'll talk about that when we get to there.
And not knowing what the fuck a Pilates machine is.
What the fuck? That was not a Pilates machine. What the fuck?
It didn't look like a Pilates machine. It looked like just a bunch of wires on a wood board.
Do you have like a plot synopsis up? You should pull up plot synopsis, because I don't remember. I only saw it the one time. Yeah, pull up my favorite website, Wikipedia. And so then we go to the diner stuff. I like the diner.
The diner stuff is great. I like where he's like, go clean up the fucking thing, you dumb bitch.
I just like that MJ. This showed a lot of character for him, which was really nice to see. I just need to do a commentary on this movie, I think, because like there's so many small things that I like really like, straight up. And then small things that I really don't like.
Yep.
I like
it's consequences for his actions. Yeah. It's the line that you said from the other thing.
We love favorite thing, consequences. My favorite word.
Exactly.
But I like that MJ worked at the diner, and like the way she acted with the boss was like, because normally she's been this very like abrasive, like kind of passive aggressive, fully aggressive, like kind of asshole teenage girl, you know, who like thinks she's better than everybody. She was like legit trying to be nice to that guy, and he was still an asshole, you know. And it feels like that's very MJ. Of like she's doing her best, but there's just these abusive men in her life that are like terrible to her and like shitty. Yep. And I really liked that. That was like, oh wow, this is actually like a Mary Jane feeling thing, and I thought that was really cool.
She feels like a real person.
She actually does, yeah. And I just wish like I knew anything about her, and then I think like I would. And again, that's Far From Home's fault, because if I knew anything about her, or if I like knew who her dad was,
it should have been in Far From Home. Yeah,
it should have been Far From Home. Yeah. But she is an interesting character on paper, but it's just way too subtle to me. You know?
Yeah. All right, Stephen Strange Sanctum Sanctorum. Who the fuck are those two kids? But then also Wong is the Supreme Sorcerer Supreme. I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Fuck you, Benedict Cumberbatch, bitch. Go back to playing Sherlock Holmes for teenage girls. I do really like
that. It's and that's why probably he's like working with Shang-Chi too.
I like Sherlock very much, except for when it got bad. But Sherlock was kind of cool at the beginning. Anyway.
I haven't watched Sherlock, but yeah, it's kind of cool to see Wong be the Super Supreme. I think that kind of fits in the movies too. Yeah, and I'm excited to see what that looks like in the next one.
I'm interested. Which Doctor Strange is. I don't have too much to say about Doctor Strange. I liked it. His role was nice. It was better than Tony's role was in the other movies. It was better than Nick Fury.
Remember when people thought he was Mysterio?
That's right.
Or not? That's right. Yeah,
there's the rewrite right there. I'm just gonna take all the shitty fan theories and turn them into one video.
Yeah. It would have been funny, but I don't. It's kind of cool that he's like. I do like he's like, you could have just fucking called them. And I'm like,
can you?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do this.
I think he's Spider-Man, so I think he can. You know, because it said in light of recent controversies, we're disapproving of your GPA.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Because it's about a controversy thing, maybe he can. The Flash thing was. Did you like the Flash moment? That felt like a very Flash.
That was there was what was it? Right? He did something? Oh, he got in and they didn't, and he like actually seemed to feel bad. That was really nice.
That's why I'm more mad, because Flash got in. I didn't get fucking in.
You need to remember that they're like super geniuses, and that's why I didn't like Homecoming, because it's not like a real high school. It's like a fucking made up fictional like
Flash
magic
still seems
school,
like a
basically.
dumbass. Flash
I guess so, like but I mean, I don't know. I think like
it's fine.
And it's one of those things where it's like anybody at that school was going to get into any college that they wanted to, and that's why like the fact that they didn't. I'm glad it wasn't a Harvard.
MIT makes it like feel like it's like, okay, they're going to a tech school and it's like in the area, so that makes sense.
No, I like that Flash moment a lot. I think like, and I like the idea that he's trying to pretend that he's Spider-Man's friend. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But I do wish like
it's called Flashpoint. This movie is kind of like a Flash storyline.
I guess
like a little. What the fuck? Like especially the ending.
You're trying to come up with headlines and podcast.
No, I'm not. I mean, genuinely serious. I was thinking about the Flash.
Spider-Man No Way Home is like the Flash.
Flash? Yeah, I know it sounds like that, but I do genuinely. The ending is very Flash.
I can say so, yeah. But I think it would have been interesting if he like talked with Peter like legit a little bit more. You know, like if he tried to get in on the friend group. You know, but I don't know. I need to rewatch it and see where that could happen and stuff. But I do think that character, hopefully he shows up again.
Yeah,
probably won't. Probably won't. Based on
they could do a thing where like he goes to MIT and then he gets expelled and then he ends up at like Empire State or something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, no, the Flash scene was really good. Yeah, so the Doctor Strange spell, I guess that was the next thing, right? Or is there anything?
the Doctor Strange spell that was before it, actually. The Doctor Strange spell happens, and then he fucks it up. Whose fault is it? A lot of people were debating this. Is it Doctor Strange's fault or Peter's fault? It's Peter's fault, right?
Peter's fault.
Like now the movie makes it a lot more. Yeah, I mean, it makes it a lot more convincing.
Maybe they could have talked about it a little bit more. Maybe Mr. Benedict could have like been like, oh, by the way, before he started it.
I'm going to change your entire life.
Like, you can't change it while I'm doing it anyway. This is what's gonna happen. Don't stop me.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I liked that. I liked it. It was interesting how it was just because he kept adding to it. You know, that was kind of fun.
Yep.
And that added, the arc was really interesting.
And it's cool to see someone genuinely mad at Peter. Like in that moment, he's like, "Fuck you," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, there we go."
Yeah, that was nice.
Him saving the teacher. That was not a lot of people are going to be talking about the bridge.
Bridge scene in
it's
general.
Not as big of a deal.
I was expecting to hate it. I kind of I really liked it actually. I was expecting.
Here's my take with this. Toby
Iron Spider suit is still hella ugly. Iron Spider suit is still the worst.
But they used it and they destroyed it. So,
okay, but then they kind of brought it back, so I don't really want to.
I guess. But you can tell that even fucking Peter doesn't like the Iron Spider suit because he's like, I just want to clean my old suit that got slushied by Harry Holland, character actor Harry Holland, that got cut.
Was that him?
Movie. That was the guy who was supposed to throw the slushie.
Oh, it was supposed to be like a real scene.
He was supposed to stop a burglar, and then someone else, I think, was supposed to throw a slushie. But they cut the scene out. So they cut Tom Holland's brother out of the movie. That's sad.
But okay, it was paint though. It wasn't like a real slushie.
I thought it was paint.
I've seen enough Glee to know that it's not. Slushies aren't permanent. Like they really just gleed. They really just gleed him. He's a fucking Glee. Yeah, that makes sense. Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Just is the head of the Glee Club.
Yeah. But the way that he fights Otto, and it's like he uses the nanites, and then he's like that's a very like Tom Holland, Peter Parker-esque thing to do.
Yeah.
And that felt nice, and especially when he's like, you, mister, are being so fucking weird, and if you do anything, I'm gonna fucking do something with these nanites. I was kind of like,
do something with these fucking nanites or whatever.
I'm gonna shove these nanites up your ass. Yeah, it's like
okay. I think my rewrite: Spider-Man doesn't say fuck at the beginning, but he says fuck for the rest of the movie. Every other word
continuously says fuck. Yeah.
Like me.
That entire scene, like just him in the suit and stuff. I'm like, that's Peter. I'm jiving with this movie. That's Peter Parker.
The use of like the tech in that fight was really cool. And normally I'm not huge on techie Spider-Man stuff, but like the way he like when the car was falling and he like was like holding it and then he shot two webs up to like shoot
to like a mine to like I was like
this based on with the ending and shit, this is like a final hoorah of like big techie Spider-Man, and they did a really good job with it in a way that wasn't like frustrating or annoying. I still don't like the arms though. I'm still not huge on the arms. That's just a me thing.
This is true. Yeah. I wish they did more with the. I wish I should have killed your girlfriend. Then he was just like, "What did you say?" Yeah. I wish like you got. What if we got like an Iron Man style like look at his face of like that kind of shot?
If they had ever cut to Peter's face inside of the mask like they did with Iron Man, I would have like made a whole ass video on that. No, they better not do that.
I wouldn't have hated it, but
I don't know. That's too much for me. That's too much.
Yeah.
But no, that fight was really cool, and it was focused on saving people, which we love to see it. We love to see basic human decency in a superhero fight instead of just letting people fall off a bridge.
That was the focus of the scene more so than anything else.
That was cool,
and I love that.
Yeah. Yep. I don't. Again, I think the Iron Spider suit is lame, and then the nanites revealing him is just very uninteresting to me. Because he just could have taken the mask off in a minute, we'll talk about Doc Ock after. I'm not huge on the way he stopped Doc Ock by like Bluetooth connecting to the arms.
I like it.
I don't know. It was a little weird for me.
Why?
Why do they have a Bluetooth chip in them?
It's not Bluetooth. I think it's just.
It felt like
connection.
Bluetooth. He held down the button on the headphones and it beeped 3 times
like
and the light flashed and then he compared it to the
wireless connected. Yeah,
it just felt like
I thought it was cool.
It was interesting
because you would never see Tom or Andrew stop Doc Ock that way. You would only see Tom do it, and I like it for that. No,
that's true.
They're keeping it unique to this character.
I don't know. Something about it was just like, oh, that felt a little too easy. But I guess they just needed a way to make him not,
I think that is the point too, though, because of his tech, he is just so much more powerful. But then
I guess so.
The movie continues to make it more. It's like, no, it's not just his tech. He is smart. Like with the Doctor Strange fight later and stuff.
Okay. What do you think about how they did Doc Ock in this movie?
I wasn't in love with all of it, but the one scene later on in the midpoint of the film where he gets the chip, I love that scene.
I think that scene is great. That's a really nice scene. But
him turning just good and being really happy the entire rest of the movie was like, okay, fine.
I feel like, I don't know. I talked about it in my Spider-Man 2 commentary. Otto didn't go crazy because of the arms, and the arms didn't like control him.
Yeah, it's not. With
the
Raimi
arms just
2,
started talking
really
to him and giving him like bad. They're just fucking snakes, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like when they directly said, "Oh, he's being controlled by the arms," I was like, "No, he's not. That's not what happened.
Being influenced by
it's just he doesn't have
an
an inhibitor chip anymore."
I don't think it's the performance that's the problem. I think it's the story of that's the problem.
And it's just that plus the fact he was kind of played for comedy for a majority of it.
He's like funny angry.
He's kind of
angry.
And there's another character who's like way more goofy, which we'll talk about. Like, and I got a hair in my mouth.
Good job.
I don't know. It just felt like, why is he like? This isn't really like Otto. Like, I mean, I just watched Spider-Man 2. Otto was still himself, his normal self. He was just like really hurt over the death of his wife and the destruction of his dream. And then the snakes are like, "Hey, you can keep doing it. Hey, you can, still fulfill your dream if you fucking murder an old 90-year-old lady off a clock tower, and with a big knife,
and then
in your
steal
arm.
some gold coins. Yeah.
Steal some gold doubloons."
But
I don't know. It wasn't terrible. It didn't like. I'm glad it didn't ruin his arc. With the way that they set up these villains coming back. They do really. We'll talk about how they do the villains in a second, but like just the fact that it's not like they were ripped right from the moment they were about to die, basically. Yeah. But it wasn't implied that they went back to that moment too.
Yeah.
My concern,
because High Top was also asking about with the stuff that happens with Goblin and everything else. Doesn't mean they go back to the old movies.
They don't directly say it, but it's kind of implied that it's a branching timeline now.
I think Toby and Andrew are from their universe, from the movies.
They are from way after we know them. Yeah,
and the villains are just from all over the place.
The villains are from where they died, or no, I guess Sandman maybe not, and we don't know about Lizard.
Even Sandman, I think when they're like they all die fighting Spider-Man, I don't think Sandman dies in that moment. I think Sandman later on also becomes a villain again or something.
Maybe I don't think they don't say explicitly that they all die fighting Spider-Man. They never say that. They only say a couple of them die fighting Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
So only Electro, Otto, and Norman are like the ones that die.
Yeah.
But.
Because Electro's like, because Connors is like, did I die fighting Spider-Man? And then Doctor Strange comes in, like at the convenient moment.
And so I got a reply on Twitter, which I hadn't thought about. I can't remember who said it, but it's like maybe Andrew killed Lizard. Maybe Andrew did, because they say we'll get to the other Spider-Man because other Spider-Man are in this movie.
Because he says he beat the shit out of people.
He says he stopped pulling his punches, and like maybe he killed Lizard, and like. In the way that the Lizard formula worked in TASM 1 was that he would always revert back to his human form. So, and he couldn't talk. Oh no, he could talk. Just kidding. So maybe it's a new. Maybe this is a future version of Lizard or something. I don't know. They don't. I do think the idea. I'm kind of glad they don't over-explain it, because if they spent like a ton of time going into it,
then we'd have more people going into it explaining it.
We don't need info dumps on that. I think maybe just like it'd be kind of nice. Maybe like this is the one time where I'm like, maybe Kevin Feige should just tweet out what happened.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
I wonder. I don't think the Futures movies will make it more clear, because they probably aren't going to go back to this. I would like them not to, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
But I do think it's. I saw a pitch for like bring Norman in as Iron Patriot, and then like have Peter not trust him because of what happened with the other Norman.
That's not a bad idea. Don't give me pitch. Don't tell me any pitch ideas ever.
Okay.
It's my job. That's my job.
You don't want to rip me off.
Yeah.
But yeah, after Strange stuff, he does the thing. I do like the dynamic with Strange and Peter. We talked about it a bit, but that's a great dynamic, especially in that scene.
Is that we didn't talk about the black and gold suit. I have grown to like the black. I've grown to like the black and gold suit a lot.
I know people shit on it. It looks good.
I have now. It's now one where if I am playing Spider-Man PS4 and I'm like, I want to be in a movie suit. I don't know about the Far From Home one. I don't really want, the black and gold suit is an option for me now.
Yeah.
I used to be like, it's ugly, but now I know it's kind of cool. I like that.
Especially if you're playing it on like PS5 or something like that. I feel like it'll look better. As well with the details. It looks good for what it is. It's basically just fucking, okay, I want to wear this suit. Let me wear it inside out to be. Why does he choose to wear it inside out? Just so he doesn't have this.
Just the, I guess so. It has to be paint. I'm sorry. That must be.
Paint. I just keep calling it slush because it's slush.
Yeah.
But
I think so.
That scene is cool. That scene with Sandman and Electro.
I think that's why I'm like, okay, I kind of like the scene now, because that scene is like one of my favorite scenes. Because it felt like a fucking Spectacular Spider-Man episode. It did. It felt like, it really did. The way that, I mean, I wasn't huge on the phone on the chest and them watching him. That got kind of annoying after a little bit. Yeah. Just because those characters just are. Because I want to see the action scene more instead of them. But just those characters, just constantly hearing Zendaya and go. It was just like, okay, I get it. You know. And once it was gone, it was nice. But like seeing Sandman show up and be like good. Hell yeah. I didn't expect that. I thought he was just gonna be evil monster. He was cool. Fuck yeah. Yep. Yeah. And it made me happy. And like, it was funny. I kind of liked Jamie Foxx. I liked him a lot. He was really good. Yeah. Because he's not exactly playing his character from. He's playing Jamie Foxx. And he's playing. That's not he's a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. Yeah. Even Jamie, even later on when he has his like heart to heart with Andrew, I'm like, this is not at all the same guy that you were with. He's not stammering as much. TheDelBel 2 didn't once mention that Max was from like a poor community and ever like thought Spider-Man was black. Like that's so like that's something. Fine. I like that. Actually, we'll talk about that later. But I love that scene a lot. That's a really nice moment. Yeah, it's a great moment. But that scene with Sandman and fighting Electro with Peter. Yeah. That was literally felt like a spectacular scene of just like maybe just because he teamed up with Sandman, but I was like, whoa, this feels like a legit comic scene. I was really into it. Yeah. And I was expecting to like not be into those moments of like the hunting the multiverse men and stuff. And just them really talking for a bit. And like, I like that. From that moment, I'm like, oh, they're doing something interesting, the villains. Yeah. Because when you think about it, if these villains were to transfer over, they wouldn't instantly fucking want to kill this Spider-Man. Yeah. Because it's like he's just another guy. I kind of want to talk about, once we get to the villains later on, I kind of want to talk about something with their motivations and stuff. But the big moment in that scene, though, did you hear it? Wait, did you hear the fucking TASM 2 Electro theme, baby? Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, I'm so tired of it. He's using the electricity. The best fucking moment. It was great. I love that. I'm gonna hear you start fucking tweeting it on your timeline. It's a banger soundtrack. It's a banger song. Every single fucking morning, I see someone tweet that fucking soundtrack. It's a great soundtrack. This is on my channel, so I can tell everybody to go cancel Mithi on Twitter because he hates the TASM 2 soundtrack. He hates the TASM 2 soundtrack. It's cringe. He's a loser. Okay? He has no taste. I'm sorry. No taste. I listen to Dua Lipa music. No taste. That's my music taste. So, what, you want a Dua Lipa scored Spider-Man movie? But no, that was really cool. The music was nice. I kind of like that they didn't like over-explain why he wasn't blue anymore. That made me happy. He's just like the new energy. He's just like so cool. I love the new energy, and I'm like, okay. I'm so over like everything being constantly explained to me in movies. You know, especially shit that doesn't matter and is only for like the Wikipedia page. Mm-hmm, like the novelization will probably cover it, and then I'll and then someone make novels. Do they make novelizations anymore? Where have you been? Yeah. Oh, I guess I'm assuming they do. I don't know. I haven't been to a bookstore in like 10 years, so maybe. I thought they do for like they do for Star Wars at the very least. Really? I'm gonna have to look that up. Yes, the Rise of Skywalker novelization had like a bunch of information that was crucially important to the movie that they didn't mention. Yeah, that's okay. Then maybe I should look this up. Yeah, I think that they must have some. No, I don't know. The fun fact: the Spider-Man 3 Junior novelization. I read it before the movie came out. Really? Yeah, so you knew everything. Yeah, they had one. They had one for Homecoming. I remember they did. That. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if they heard about this. Maybe not for this one because this movie's all like secrets. Endgame can't tell Tom Holland what scene he's acting in, but you know. Yep. Yeah. Which good, is rough. Very proud of Tom Holland for being able to deliver such a good performance in an empty room, given the wrong lines. Yeah, that's why you just put him on. That's why in all your movies, if you have a scene where you can't interact with a character like that, just have it be a phone conversation, man. That's true. Because then it's like that's the best way to kind of get out of that sneakily. Of like if it's a phone conversation, you can shoot it differently, but you can still have the this is such a small moment. I like the like split screen of the FaceTime call that they did. Yeah, but it wasn't just like it wasn't just the screen recording of the phone, which is what I would have done. They were like actually they showed their hands. I was like, that's kind of a nice. I don't know. That's such like Edgar Wrighty. It was such a stupid little like, oh, That's kind of nice.
Yeah,
I'm kind of impressed. Wow, visual
'Cause
language.
it fits with the pacing,
visual
especially,
language in an MCU Spider-Man movie. Isn't that crazy?
I know, it's interesting.
A good-looking
It's what
Spider-Man
makes it not
movie.
feel like an MCU movie.
I know.
Yeah.
And then half of it does not, but, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, he traps them, and then
Norman, right, is the next thing?
Yep, then Norman, yes. That was very, like, when that scene happened and he's sitting there with May, I'm like, ooh, okay, they're doing something very because no one's talking about the scene where he's talking with the mask on the dumpster and then he just smashes the mask.
I mean, that was a direct reference to Spider-Man 1, and I loved it, except it was a chair, you know. But can I vent it a little bit? Why the fuck does he look so ugly? Why does the Green Goblin design look so bad? Why did they Why did they change it?
Yeah.
But they barely changed it.
Why did they give him a hoodie?
No, I'm not even talking that. I'm just talking the subtle redesign to the mask shape. We talked about it with the trailer. It looks so much worse.
I didn't mind it because it's not a big part of the movie.
I know,
like, it gets destroyed
but it's
like
that's the Green Goblin. That's what he looks like. I don't know.
It looks like it was made in After Effects when it's like sitting there on the ground. I'm like,
it's like I'm sure they have to still have the helmet, don't they? They must. I don't know why they chose to do that.
It's too precious. They're gonna sell it in a auction for so much money. And then
I'd buy dude. I would kill for a Green Goblin mask. That'd be awesome.
Would you buy an NFT of a Green Goblin mask?
Oh, go fuck yourself. All right, But okay, so I have a couple things with Norman.
Yeah.
Really, firstly, Willem Dafoe killed it. Best actor. You know, in any
he said in that
movie.
interview he wanted to do it practically. He wanted to do it like real, and they did that. They really did.
It's great. So when he shows up at Feast, that was a really interesting scene. Story-wise, I really liked that scene.
Yep.
Because like it was this nice. I mean, like Spider-Man 1 came out in 2002. You know, our idea of mental health was not exactly the most progressive thing back then. And it was usually just somebody's crazy. Oh, we gotta lock him up or kill him. You know, and it was pretty fucked up. And so it was really nice to see this character, which is very like his mental health issues. That's his thing, and they framed it like that. They didn't frame him as an evil guy. They're like, he's just a guy that needs help, and they all were. Every villain is in this movie, but like him especially, and I really, really enjoyed that. And like, I think he was a little too goofy as Norman. He was a little too like, oh, burritos, or oh, I'm something of a scientist myself, which I know you think
something of a scientist myself is my least favorite part of this entire movie because it just took me
I think all the Raimi memes were very forced.
I didn't hate
aside
all
from
of
the
them.
My Back moment. I liked that a lot.
The My Back moment was cool.
I think the fact they said the power of the sun in the palm of my hands twice,
so many times, like, they said way too many fucking times.
I guess it would be kind of no. That's a meme, yeah.
Is that really?
You're such a fake Spider-Man fan. Jesus,
I know
you don't even know
memes.
the Raimi memes. You're talking to the expert here.
Is it just like the power of the sun with the palm of my hands and it's a picture of fucking Ugandan knuckles or something? I don't know. What the fuck?
It's just the thing he says. It's just the thing he says in the movie.
That's it.
That's all. That's all Raimi memes are. It's just the things they say in the movies.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. I'm thinking about the template. I'm thinking about how do you monetize it for big brands, Troy? How do you make it for brand friendly?
Disgusting. But like, okay, but that scene though with May, I liked it from a story perspective. And the dialogue was almost there for me to the point where I was like, okay, May, close enough. I think she could have. It felt a little bit like she was just like always crazy, but the other moments was I don't know. I need to rewatch it again and see.
He's like he's not there, and I'm not just talking this. He's kind of crazy, but then she reverts back to like no, but we need to help.
No, yeah, and that was really nice.
Like that.
Yeah, the thing I really don't like about that scene though,
she is his Uncle Ben. I think it's basically
we'll get to that. That's a whole part of this whole chunk. This is going to be a long ass video. That scene is ugly. That scene is really fucking ugly, and I don't know why. It's a very gray scene. It looks like it's a Paul Feig comedy. It's like Ghostbusters 2016, which Spider-Man 2 is gonna hate me for that. But like, because you're not allowed to compare a movie that's good to a movie that's bad. Apparently, it's what I've been heard. It's what I've been told. There's no comparisons are allowed to be made. I know that was weird. But no, I like I really do like the message of this movie about the whole point is help the villains. That's the whole fucking point of Spider-Man, and that it's like the so whole point nice.
Of Tom's Spider-Man specifically too is do everything you can to help the villains. That's what he did with Vulture. That's not what he did with Mysterio, but that's not a Spider-Man movie. And that's what he's doing throughout the entirety of this movie.
The whole you can't say the whole point and then give one example.
That's true. That is kind of
that's
true.
like in Twilight when Jacob starts to list people and then he stops at one person.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of true. But
no, but I really like that
feeling.
That's really great. And Toby was the same
he
way.
does give the glasses to Mysterio. It's not a villain, but he's like just trying to be like as helpful as he can for as dumb as he is.
We don't talk about the glasses.
I don't
we
want
don't
to
talk about Edith.
I don't want to talk about Far From Home.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just really like that the way that Peter goes about helping these villains is so specific to what Tom Spider-Man can do.
Yeah.
And like I really like that.
But with the use of the science stuff and using the tech to help them and everything, that felt almost like he has this power, quote unquote, or he has this privilege of the Stark tech and of the education he has, the education, in the world he lives in. The MCU, the science in the MCU is far and above anything in the Raimi movies, and then TASM and stuff like that. And so he's got that privilege, and he's like, he's using it responsibly. I thought that was kind of a nice little like, okay, cool. You know, it wasn't,
and especially the scene where he's working with Norman, and Norman's like, if you want a job in another universe, and you can come work for
the evil company.
Come work for me.
Come work for the evil company that's going to make all of your villains.
Yeah. It's like, okay, all right, I'll do that. Yeah. And I love that Peter just like straight up ignores.
I kind of don't like that Oscorp just doesn't exist. That doesn't exist at all. Yeah, that's a little sad.
They did make that definitive now, didn't they? I didn't think about that.
I'm a little upset. It's such a great, you know, maybe they'll fucking bring Norman back.
Do you think maybe it's called something different?
Maybe, yeah.
He said someone else is in my house. Does Norman Osborn not exist?
That's the thing. I don't think he does. Yeah.
And I guess what's the reason for him to exist now that we've done him? And
because he's a good character.
He's a good character.
Okay, I have a take. Willem Dafoe is great Norman Osborn. That's not Norman Osborn though. Norman Osborn is not a split personality. One is Goblin.
He's
one
a
is
crazy
Norman.
businessman who's
he is Jeff Bezos, monster of a human being, constantly terrible dude. He's so evil. And I love him to death. He's like Thawne without the fucking
my interpretation of Norman Osborn has always been very heavily influenced by Ultimate, as I do think Ultimate
Norman is the best. I fucking love it. Except I hate the Goblin design. I hate that. That's ugly as shit. Yeah, but he looks like fucking
the DC hero dude, Etrigan.
That's what he does. Like. You're right. He looks like the guy in the Bendis.
It's like Jackal times Etrigan.
He looks like the guy that Bendis made destroy Krypton really recently. It was really stupid. Rogal Zar was his name. Nobody remembers him.
That's weird. Yeah.
I'm a Superman fan. I forgot about that. But, no, like I don't know. Wait. What, so Norman shows up.
Norman shows up.
And then this is where we get the Doctor Strange fight.
Before he drops him off, Norman is like, "Thank you, May. I hope I'll see you again." It's like, yeah, he does see you again. He breaks your fucking back. That's what he does.
Jesus Christ,
motherfucker. That was funny.
And then after that's the Doctor Strange fight, right? That's the next big thing.
Then he goes, the reveal happens. You see that moment with Tom. Tom's a great actor. He was really good
in this movie. This is his best performance I've ever seen from him. And it's really nice to see.
I agree. Yeah. I like Devil all the time. This is a better performance.
Yeah.
It's more emotional. I think the Doctor Strange fight is cool.
I really liked it.
Cool.
I really liked it. That was the most like it felt a little bit like kind of kid Spider-Man.
It felt like a Khan Academy plug. Yeah, it felt like a Khan Academy plug. But hey, it's fine.
Listen, nothing wrong with Khan Academy. I believe it's a. I don't know the details of it.
I don't know what's going on with the behind the scenes, but the videos helped me as a child.
Videos very very helpful. The only reason I graduated college, but I really liked that. I thought that was a really fun thing. It was like the what's better than magic's math. That's really stupid and really great. That was a Toby line through and through, and I adored it. Yeah. And anybody that likes that line, anybody that loves this movie and then turns around to shit on the first Spider-Man movie,
has to acknowledge that.
Like, motherfucker, that's the same that's the same thing. It's the same dialogue, and it's great. It's so much fun.
Yep. That scene is. I feel like people are not going to be thinking about this fight. I think Gavin tweeted or someone tweeted it. That fight would be the highlight in 80% of MCU movies.
Absolutely.
Which is
Dr.
crazy.
Strange was the main villain, that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
And
they should have advertised it like that.
So you know how you know that's a good fight? I really had to fucking pee. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, this is probably the time to go because I know they're going to fight and I know what's going to happen. But I'm not going to go because this is a good fight and I don't want to leave. So instead, I held it for 2.5 hours. So that was a fun time.
You're a brave soldier.
Yes, I am. My bladder is destroyed.
I did not. I had to step out for like a minute.
Yeah,
and go
that's
piss.
why
I
you can't form an opinion on this movie because you. Missed
I can't because I missed
seconds.
a minute of it.
Yeah,
yeah. I didn't miss the scene where
I feel like you did miss kind of the important.
I missed an important scene, and I saw a clip of it like this morning and like last night, so I know what I missed, and it's cool. I missed the dolly zoom with the spider sense.
Yes,
that's the main thing I missed.
Wait,
but then
speaking of spider sense, did you? Okay, I mentioned to you last night when fucking Mr. Doctor Strange fucking Benedict Cumberbatch.
You said the lines. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, so
I tried to find it again.
Okay,
I didn't notice it.
So for people that weren't in the Discord call last night,
yes, because I don't
it was
think
just you and
were.
me. I'm gonna assume most people weren't. When Peter gets knocked into his little ghostly body, whatever the fuck that's called, because I'm not a big Doctor Strange fan, I don't remember what that's called.
Projection, something.
Whatever.
Astral projection.
When you see Tom Holland's cute little face, there's a little warping around him, and then he has like the spider sense lines around him. It was like really, really subtle. And I was like, wait, that's a really cool. That looks really. Because
I guess you could see it in the astral projection because it's like sense,
and because he like could control his body still.
It was just the body controlling itself.
Yeah, and that was like a spider sense. Maybe that's what some spider sense shit, and that's what was going off or something. That was really interesting to me. That was really cool. Yep. That felt like a comic-y moment of like, whoa, and that's an interesting use of these things coming together. Like that's what the MCU should always be. It needed. Yeah. I'm so tired of the MCU being a fucking TV show. Of just watch this movie, watch this movie, watch this movie, watch this movie. The MCU is at its best when it's like these different ideas from completely different genres of stories come together, and then that's how they interact. That's why the Avengers
movies work so well.
Yeah, how the fuck
fucking Ant-Man on the Hawkeye thing, and you shoot it. And it's from the comics,
how the fuck would Spider-Sense react to magic? That's kind of cool. That's really interesting. That felt really smart. And I
that whole scene too, Peter's dialogue and the way Peter fights Doctor Strange. I'm like, oh shit, he's Peter now.
This is
his own character.
It's almost like they should have started with that instead of making me wait 5 years.
That would be an idea. Someone should pitch a version of the movie that might be kind of like that, in line with that. Maybe title it something rewrites.
I don't know. Because that's a whole thing. Actually, this might be a separate video, but like I'm over. Everybody was like, you just had to wait 5 years for it to be good Spider-Man. Bro, no, I don't. Why would I do that? Why couldn't you just start with good Spider-Man?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The fight was really fun, and then I liked. Oh, one thing
I like the MJ thing. I do like the MJ thing.
One thing I totally forgot to mention. With the Daredevil stuff, I was starting to talk about it, and I got distracted. So the identity stuff is kind of forgotten about earlier on, but then Charlie, Matt Draper brings up that the fucking that Happy is under investigation for like stolen tech. I thought that was a really interesting idea, and I think they could have done something with like maybe they could have done something where like Tony was like being investigated for fraud or some like really fucked up thing. Yeah. Of like, oh wait, Tony sucked. But they would, it's a Spider-Man movie. I guess I'd rather them not do it. But the reason I say that is because they kind of played it for a joke when they go to Happy's apartment.
And they find the thing.
They find the tech, and it's just like, oh, he just forgot about it. Oh, that's less interesting. But then they take the villains to the apartment, right? Is that the next thing? I'm trying to remember. They take the villains to replay it. I'm replaying it through my head, so then when I eventually do the rewrite, I do like,
although they did sideline Ned and MJ, I do like the way that they did it, because basically they're like, I don't want to keep you near me for danger. Yeah. Here is a safety button that will save you no matter what happens. So if you can, just push the fucking safety button. I really like that concept because it really does the whole thing of like, oh, Peter's endangering the people around him. He's not. He's trying his best not to. Yeah. And I think that's a good identifier for that.
I like that a lot. Yeah. One thing that was a little weird. What was okay? Doctor Strange said there were 6 people that came, the 6 villains, and then Peter was like, 5, and obviously that 6th one was Venom, right? Yeah. Venom didn't know who Peter was, so that didn't really make sense to me.
My theory is that it's an Andrew's universe, and Venom at one point went to Andrew between those 6 months and came back, because that's the high top pitch, and I feel like that would work well with these.
They're just gonna rip off the high top pitch, and then he's gonna.
I would like them to
suing Sony or something like that. Yeah, just basically. Like I'm gonna sue Insomniac for stealing my ideas.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Which we haven't talked about it. We'll talk about it briefly. Mauricio predicted this entire movie. Jesus Christ.
Yes, he did. But can I say I also predict a good amount of it too? Can I say that video is still good? That video is still perfectly relevant. That's still one of my favorite videos I've ever made. It's not a pitch. It's not a full script. I still love the motion script I did. Like, stop being assholes about it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
I agree.
Yeah, let them. They coexist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that because you didn't animate a scene in which Peter's being the shit out of Green
Yeah,
Goblin,
okay, but
Peter's,
I did. Okay, but motherfucker, I did get the fact that one of Tom or Toby would say great power, and then the other one would finish it. I just got them flip flopped. I was really close.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do wish in that scene they didn't say that's what Uncle Ben said. I think that kind of goes unsaid.
Yeah.
They could have just been
like. But okay, we'll get to. It's hard to get because
it's hard.
The last act is like everything I want to talk about.
So we talked about Peter helping the villains, and that's fucking amazing. I love Peter helping the villains. That's such a. The reason I think this is the most unique Spider-Man movie. At least for me, it works so well.
It doesn't feel like it's. I guess it is still an action movie, but the plot of it is not a very action. Like
You know how in High Top Spider-Man 2 video, his dad is like, that wasn't just a good Spider-Man movie, but that was just a good movie,
Yes.
And I feel like this is kind of the opposite. We've gotten a point in the discourse that it's like, that wasn't just a good movie.
I'm going to be like Spider-Man Twitter and take you completely out of context and quote tweet you and to dunk on you. So you're saying it's a bad movie, but a good Spider-Man movie? No, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Fortnite Zendaya, can you please save me from this Spider-Man Twitter? But no, I think we've gotten to the point where all the MCU movies are like, okay, they're good movies, they're fine I guess. Yeah. And then now we're like, wait, that wasn't just a good movie. That was a good Spider-Man movie.
And that's my identifier. To go back a little bit to the rankings of it and stuff within MCU things, by far, like, great MCU movie. Probably to me, it doesn't top like the Raimi trilogy for me, or Spider-Verse, because I love those movies so much. But it's still it's like MCU, Raimi trilogy. No way. Oh, fuck. You can't see my hands. Shit. MCU's down here. MCU's down here. Raimi it's trilogy. Like a tier. And then No Way Home. And then Raimi trilogy up here. And then Spider-Verse way up here. Okay. Like, but it's like, it's still better than fucking most of MCU shit, Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is insane. Yeah. Insane. Especially, honestly, it's insane.
And I feel like, I wonder if that's because this is a Sony-made movie. So much of this
I don't want to give them the credit.
But I do. Because they also made Spider-Verse.
This is true.
Sony... Yeah. Sony has done stupid shit, but they've also done good shit, Yeah. I think, I don't know. They've shown that they can handle the character again. So if they were to pull out of the MCU right now, I don't think I need them to. But if they were to,
in general, people would be as mad anymore.
I don't think so.
We got our big MCU movie. So.
Oh no, people will still be mad. Please, come on.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Do you know what fan base you're talking about?
I forgot about that for a second. I thought people were nice. I don't know why. I know. That.
How dare you?
But the Goblin twist. Everyone saw it coming. Fucking Dalen has not watched a single one of these movies, and he said he saw it coming a mile away. Yeah, that's fine. I like it still.
I like it. It's really interesting. It's still weird to me that it's fair to call him the main villain.
Yeah.
It's weird that the main villain is somebody that doesn't know Peter. And I talked about it in the video. I've talked about it on the podcast so many times. Yeah. It's like, what is the connection here? What is interesting? I don't know. It just didn't really fit for me.
Here's why I'm kind of.
It was interesting, and I think it was kind of carried by Willem Dafoe.
Yeah,
but like,
it's not on Tom's side. It's all on Willem Dafoe's side because I think Willem is bringing through the performance that he's like, oh, I know you because I also know the other Spider-Man. Yeah, I've seen you, and you're this fucking idiot who thinks you can try to have it all, but you need to choose. And I see how I've chosen that this is what my higher power is, and I've left fucking Norman Osborn by the wayside. And it's like, I think that's kind of the connection there, where he's like, you haven't chosen, so I hate
interesting.
You.
I think it kind of works, and I like the idea that like it's the challenge of we'll call him the main villain. The main villain challenging the hero by being like, you shouldn't be helping people, and then the main hero being like, no, I need to be helping people. It's it's a little basic, but it's interesting. It works. Yep. I kind of think they could have done something similar. It's just so weird to me. They have a whole movie about these villains died fighting Spider-Man, and the one villain that died fighting Tom isn't at all in it. Mysterio. Yeah. I think it's a little straight. I don't know. I'll talk to you about this after, because it is kind of a rewrite thing. But I feel like they could have done something interesting with Mysterio being Tom's mistake, and he's I don't know. There's something there that could work.
If you can't bring back Gyllenhaal and you want to bring back Mysterio, could you do it with someone else?
No, I would. I'll tell you. There's I'm not spoiling this fucking thing.
Okay, all right.
That's my main thing. That's my main guy.
Yeah. Okay.
I think there's a way you could do it without needing Gyllenhaal. and without
it is very
being,
incomplete. Like I guess it's complete because Venom's there, but even still, it's not. It's not a Sinister Six.
And I know they weren't trying to make it a Sinister Six, but it's kind of weird. It's like, what?
There's 5 villains.
You're just I don't know. I think they were just they were trying to test the grounds for 6. I think.
Yeah, they made the Backstreet Boys.
They did Backstreet Boys.
The Multiverse Boys.
Multiverse Boys. But no, I think the only thing that's weird to me about the Norman twist. Wait, we didn't mention the fucking Otto scene. The good.
I
scene
love that scene. I talked about it a bit. It's an amazing scene.
It's really nice, and it's
not the ending. Is my favorite.
Missing a little bit of the point of Otto in Spider-Man 2. Of like
a little bit,
but I like that. I like that they emphasize like now his head is clear. He doesn't hear the voices anymore.
It feels like a touching moment. Yeah. And I kind of wanted him to hug Tom Spider-Man. Yeah. I feel like that would have been nicer.
Yeah, I like that he turns into like a softie and stuff. That's really cool. Yeah. I think it could have been interesting if like, it's just so strange to me
because I've never seen that in these kind of movies. Yeah. Of like,
I just find I find it weird. And then you do Otto of all people was the one to be like, no, don't fix me, don't change this.
Because it's like the arms speaking.
Because it's the arms, but it's like that's not how it worked. So it's like I think it would have been interesting if someone else was that role and Otto was like, no, I can't hear myself think right now. I need you to help me. You know, that could be interesting. Not terrible.
It's because
Otto is a very emotional character, so I understand why they give it to him instead of like fucking Sandman or Electro or something.
Yeah. And Electro is always like. Electro's just being a bitch, and Sandman doesn't have anything to do.
But that's very Electro of him. I won't lie. I actually enjoy that.
That is true.
He just wants electricity.
I like the power. There's so much power.
So much power.
I got the drive. I got the power. We stay hungry. We devour.
No.
Yeah. There we go.
But like, I mean, you can't fault the guy for being consistent.
I really want a fan camp that edits that song to Electro.
I'm terrified. Please. Oh no. But the thing with the Norman twist about them all just kind of going, not trusting him. I just like Sandman. And Lizard kind of too. Doing? What's his like? Why? What was the issue with
Lizard? Him? I think Lizard's just being a lizard.
Lizard's just being Lizard. He's Mr. Little Son of Lizard Man. Not the most interesting thing in the world, but Lizard is not a very interesting character like 90% of the time. So I
would have kind of liked if all of them kind of. So Electro fights Sandman, right? Doc Ock maybe tries to contain the Lizard. And then just Green Goblin and Spider-Man are beating the shit out of each other in the building. I feel like that would have been a better structure.
I think maybe it's that Sandman should... I loved the use of Sandman in this movie. It's in that beginning scene. Yeah. Sandman's whole thing is he wants to go home. That's what he said that. He's like, I want to go home to my daughter. That's the main thing he wants. So why is he not trying to get home? You know?
I think because there's no way home.
So true. There you go.
Yeah. But I
guess maybe he was afraid of dying, or maybe he just didn't trust... That
might be part of it. He doesn't trust Peter. I think he doesn't trust Peter, and by the end of the film, he also still doesn't trust Peter because they never got fucking Thomas Hayden Church to do a line with any of them. You know.
Okay, to skip a little bit of ahead because I don't think we're gonna talk about it when we get there. I feel bad for Sandman though for losing his fucking powers. Yeah, that's a little weird.
That was a sick as shit power.
Dude wasn't doing. He doesn't have to eat
food.
Dude was just that's kind of sad. Dude could have been a superhero. Yeah, the coolest superhero in the world, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, they were like, "Oh no, we gotta fix you. You're a criminal."
When Andrew throws Tom the thing, it looks so much like a lightsaber. It looks really like a lightsaber. Skywalker, and I was like, it was like. Imagine if it turned into a lightsaber and you're seeing Raimi Spider-Man holding a lightsaber in a fucking.
That would be some Free Guy shit.
Yeah. But that fight, dude, the Goblin fight in the hallway was the best. And everything.
Oh my god!
As he's punching the shit out of him and he's laughing, I'm like, oh my goodness.
The fact that they just went for a fully practical fight.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god,
he went through the floor. They did a bunch of stuff. This was a real movie for the first time.
I know. It's beautiful. It's like I'm not tearing up, but because I'm tired.
I was in the theater and I was like, wait, oh my god, I'm watching a movie. I'm watching a movie for the first time in the longest time. I'm watching like a legit film. It's been a film again. It's not Dune or anything, but it's a good movie.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's just I do think I enjoyed this more than No Time to Die or Dune just because it's a Spider-Man movie. Although Dune and No Time to Die are better
You're
movies.
A shill.
I'm such a shill.
You're
I'm such a fucking shill, dude. It's just so cool. That fight was really
great.
Sick.
That fight was great.
And I loved it. I loved everything from that point on to the rest of the movie. I have some qualms, but I don't care about a lot of them. Yeah. You know? And it's that fight was a representation of
I've got qualms.
Moment.
Yeah, I've got my qualms, but we'll get there when we get there. We'll get there when we get there.
Jameson is weird. Do we want to talk a bit about Jameson?
I think
Jones
wouldn't it have been really fun if he was the sixth villain? If like he's revealed as like this, I don't know, something like that. Because it's just
maybe
or I don't know. There's something with Jameson because it's I don't like the Alex Jones stuff. That it's not just this movie. The game does it too, and I don't like it because Jameson is like an interesting character that has a lot of like emotional weight, and he's a good dude.
Yeah,
and like that's
making
the whole
him
point
Alex Jones just makes it nicer.
Alex
harder
Jones,
to like
because Alex Jones
him,
is like a right wing conspiracy theorist that like didn't believe in like school shootings and shit. And was incredibly damaging to like a lot of people.
And
like,
you can mock him, but like for a character that you want to have more depth to it.
Yeah, exactly. I did like the cut back to him on the green screen. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Really?
It showed the footage of him, of the final shot, and then it just pulled.
Yeah, and then it shows him.
And I was like, oh god, they're making fun of me, aren't they? Oh no.
Yeah. Because it is. Because then you show the other one and he's like in an actual studio. Like he upgrades. The Spider-Man stuff helps him a lot through like you can see that kind of.
You gotta make Spider-Man videos to thrive.
He does. He makes Spider-Man videos. If
you want to grow on this platform, talk shit about Spider-Man.
Exactly, it makes it more money.
I'm okay. I grew up this whole fucking mustache to be J. Jonah Jameson for this movie.
Now you
to
don't
be
want
the
to be
hater.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Now I like the movie. What? It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not okay. By the way, everybody, if you sponsor time, if you hate my mustache so much, it is a Patreon goal. I'm at $187 a month for $200 a month. I'll shave it. But if you like it, comment down below to make me feel better about myself because I'm getting very mixed comments about it. Some people love it. Some people hate it.
I really like it. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know. I'm mixed on it. Olivia likes it, so I trust her judgment. But like half the comments are like, "It looks gross. Shave it." So
I think it looks fine. You're just overreacting.
Yeah,
if you like it, you like it. If you don't, then maybe shave it.
Anyway, J. Jonah Jameson. I've always. I mean, this is a whole.
When he looks at him, he's like, "I finally got you." I'm like, that plot line felt more serious.
Yeah.
And I feel like it should have been developed more.
I did like the idea that like he is. I don't. It was interesting the parallel.
Like he calls damage control, and he's like, "Where the fuck is he? I need to see him right now."
I like the parallel. I kind of it was ironic. It's the thing that I just said I didn't like, but I did kind of like. I thought it was an interesting parallel of the Alex Jones stuff. Of just random guy calls in. He's like, "Hey, I see him. Follow him. Don't put yourself in danger. Do put yourself in danger, and you know." All this shit so we can go attack a child. It made him seem evil. It was a little unnecessarily evil.
It's too evil. Almost,
it was a little too, but it hit a little too real for like what's going on. And
when the car pulls up and he's like, "Where the fuck is he? I need to catch Spider-Man."
Yeah.
That felt like, oh, you're seeing the dark side of
and it's cool to see that, but it's so strange that like, and I think also the fact that it's JK who played the nuance, the Jonah with a heart. Yeah. It's like, okay, this is a little weird. I hope in a future movie that they can do something interesting with him. That's all. Okay. And not just make him a joke and Alex Jones stuff. But do we?
Yeah. After that emotional shit, the rain shot, the fucking. Well, oh no, we didn't talk about. The big thing.
The reason.
I don't know why I skipped over
shit.
the action.
There's
a reason.
Yeah.
Because
Okay, so Aunt May dies in this movie. Big spoilers.
That's crazy.
It's really crazy. I'm not huge on it. I think that's the one thing.
I got it spoiled for me, but like that's fine.
I had it like spoiled for me, but in a way that's like, is it real? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I said in the video, Marissa Tomei is a fantastic actress, Oscar-winning actress, super talented, and she has not been given the time to earn like what would be an emotional death, I think. And I still believe that. She was given better stuff in this movie. And again, it's a thing about Far From Home. Far From Home didn't really do anything because up until this movie, she was kind of just a sex object for guys to goggle at. And she had one good scene in Homecoming, or maybe one and a half good scenes.
One scene.
Yeah, but she was just kind of wasted as an actress and as a character. And like to kill her off now, especially to make her the Uncle Ben
motivation
was a little. It felt a little fridgy in a way.
A little,
yeah.
I think the way they handled her death was really slow, too.
It was a long
and I was
death
like,
scene where it was like, oh, is she okay? Oh, she's okay. And then,
because
she's dead.
You're going to do other crazy shit in your rewrite. My little small change to that scene is Spider-Man and Green Goblin fight. Spider-Man gets thrown at the fucking thing. May is at the ground already. May's like, see, use the thing and cure him. The thing is cure him. And Peter's like, no, I can't do this. I'm gonna press the button on the boss. I'm gonna tell MJ to press the button. And then May's like, no. And then she has a little speech with them, like really quickly. And then Peter takes the thing. He goes up. He tries to cure Osborn. He does it. It doesn't work. May shows up. Glider fucking impales her in the back or something. I don't know. I feel like that would have structured it a little better.
Yeah, I need to rewatch the scene to know specifically like the beat for beat how it goes.
And it's like
it's a very
when she's
slow
walking up to
scene.
him.
Yeah.
When she's walking up to him, you're like, oh, so she's fine.
Yeah.
Why is she fine?
Yeah.
And then, oh wait, no, she's not fine.
Because she has to give the speech from Spider-Man 2002. I did. Yeah. Okay, small thing though. I'm not huge on the fact that she's the new Uncle Ben, which we'll talk about. But I did like that they said the actual comic line, not the Raimi version. So the real line of the they said with great power there must also come great responsibility. Yeah. Nice to know. Nice, like that's a good, nice job. Really proud of you, John Watson, Chris McKenna, and the other guy who wrote this. Yeah. Like I don't know. I just so yeah. Aunt May is the new Uncle Ben. What was weird though, so she says the line. She says the great responsibility line, and then Tom Peter is like, I know. And to me, I was like, oh fuck yeah.
So Ben said
that hit me. Like for a second, I was like, oh shit. I like almost started crying because like fuck yeah, that's exactly what I needed. That's everything I was.
And then later,
you know. And then later, he's like, how do you know that? Aunt May said that to me. Yeah. And it's like oh okay, so this Uncle Ben doesn't exist.
I rewatched that scene. Mm-hmm. There's still a way they could do it as like Uncle Ben said it. Yeah. Like maybe Uncle Ben said it. Yeah. And then Uncle Ben died.
What I thought was that Uncle Ben would always say it to them. And so that's why Peter's like, I know. And then maybe this is where but it's like, did the Ben death not matter then?
Maybe what it is because, I mean, like parents are parents. Maybe it is like,
he just didn't
Uncle Ben
want to
and
listen.
May said it. No, like maybe Peter had a sit down talk with both of them, and then they both said it. You know. Yeah. And it's like we both have this saying.
Yeah, I just find it so. This really is my biggest gripe with the movie, and like I'm sure it's like a lot of people's biggest gripe. Peter just doesn't have just doesn't exist. Yeah, he like he was fed mentions.
It's less that he needs to be the core of the character. No, and it's more that we just don't know what happened.
Yeah, and so I'm sure the freshman year show, which we had the revelation last night, that's gonna be a fun fucking show now.
I know. I'm so much more excited for it now.
Yeah. But I'm sure the show will bring up Ben. They have to, unless if maybe this is a weird origin where he doesn't have an Uncle Ben, and this is I don't know, because
I'm okay with that. Because it's new, but it would be weird.
It's so. How long has he been Spider-Man now? 2 years?
4 years. No, he started freshman year.
Fuck, you're right.
Yeah,
that's a long time of not knowing about responsibility.
Yeah,
you know that's a little weird. Think
of what the character has done in the past. I mean, he was Spider-Man in Homecoming,
but it felt like he was Spider-Man for fun and you know, I don't know. And then when Toby and Andrew show, so Toby and Andrew show up after May's death, and then they have the talk
because he's crying. Beautiful cinematography.
I want to talk. Great fucking scene. But when Toby and Andrew bring up Uncle Ben, he like doesn't really react.
He doesn't really. He reacts more to just like Toby is like, "You said the line," and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Are they gonna mention Uncle Ben?"
Yeah, I'm cool with the fact that they mentioned. It was nice to hear his name, so I got to check it off my bingo card. But it really does feel like he just doesn't exist. And so when Ben doesn't exist, and when there's not that death or any death, if Aunt May died early on, you know, if Aunt May died on the second week of him being Spider-Man, and that was the way she was Uncle Ben, okay, fine. You know, that at least like the narrative flow of the character is continued and fulfilled. But right now, it's like he's been Spider-Man for so long. There was was there not that motivation? You know,
I think here's my idea of it is the relationship was a relationship, and then something happened, and it wasn't necessarily specifically Peter's fault. It was just an event that happened that was sad. Because Toby, that's the whole thing of that scene is like, and we'll get to the scene later. Andrew says this thing about Gwen, but then Toby says this thing about Ben. I was responsible for Ben's death.
That was a little and Toby weird doesn't to me react that was the one thing he brought up. It's
which makes me think what happened was in Tom's universe, maybe this is a background writing thing, is maybe in Tom's universe, Ben's death wasn't necessarily Tom's fault. It was just something that happened that made him sad.
That just takes away the entire point of the
does,
character.
but it does explain why it took 4 years for him to be this character.
I just really don't vibe with that then. You know?
I'm fine with it.
I don't know. It's hard to say anything specifically because we need to see the show.
We don't know. We don't know. We really don't know.
Because very well, maybe the show is a show about Spider-Man without an Uncle Ben. You know, maybe that's how that's how do they do that origin? You know,
and then he has to learn those lessons.
Ben Parker clearly existed because of the bag, because of Ben fucking Parker. You know?
Exactly.
And then they mention in Homecoming that, and this is the thing that they say is the Ben mention is when Tom says, "You know what she's going through right now," you know. So it's like, it just feels so strange to me.
I think the whole Uncle Ben
they mentioned it in What If. Wait, we forgot about What If.
Oh, that's right. I forgot What If. Ah, goodness gracious, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, I feel so fucking stupid.
Okay. Yeah, I know, me too. No. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But I guess that's a What If universe.
It's a What If, but still, Uncle Ben.
It's supposed to be the MCU.
Here's what happened. Until the show comes out, here's my theory, and you can take this and copy and paste it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I think Ben happened, he died, and it was like something that happened, and Tom kind of blames himself for it because he thought he could have saved him, but he didn't use his powers because he didn't want to use his powers to be a superhero. But then Ben dies. He's like, no, I need to be a superhero. And you know what? I'm going to have fun with this. He beats a superhero. He tries saving people. He's having a bit of fun with it. Then Civil War happens, rest of the movies. That's what I think happened. I think that's what happened.
That feels right, but that just, I don't know, something about it
it's not as serious.
It doesn't sit as hard like thematically, I think. And it's just such a long arc for what is literally the reason I actually kind of like it is because so much stuff happens with Spider-Man in these 4 years. Like, the whole stuff with the Vulture happens, everything in Far From Home happens. And then Endgame.
Aunt May dies now. He has gone through so much that, like, for him to go back to Uncle Ben's death every single time. I guess.
I'm not saying for every single time. It's a matter of, like, for me, this arc of, now he's finally Spider-Man. Now he finally understands great power, great responsibility. That is a single issue. It really took 5, and also because at the beginning of Civil War.
But I also think he understood it. He just didn't make it his own. He did it because everyone else was telling him to do it, and now he's finally doing it himself. Like when he decides to save the heroes, it's kind of because of May. But when he decides to, the final decision with Doctor Strange,
is his decision.
He does that for his decision, and that's why I love this movie. Is because I think he knows great power comes with great responsibility. He just has not been actively deciding it for himself.
It hasn't defined him as a person just yet.
It's like your religion when you're young.
Yeah.
Why are you a certain religion when you're young? It's because your parents do it and you know it's the right thing to do. But as you get older, you define those values for yourself. And Tom was Spider-Man from a very young age, and I think that's kind of what it is for himself. Is he did it because it was the right thing to do, and now he's doing it because it's what he actively wants.
Yeah, it wasn't a mantra. It was just I'm a good kid.
A methodology.
I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me in the grand scheme of it. Granted, for the future, it doesn't really matter. I think the thing that's just going to be weird is he's going to go to it. Wait, also, Uncle Ben didn't have a grave next to Aunt May, which was weird.
Yeah, I thought that they should have at least done that.
Just had that, because then he's at both of their graves. That'd be perfect,
Yeah.
But it's because then now in the future, when he's going through his emotional thing, he's going to go to Aunt May's grave and nobody else's.
Exactly.
It's just gonna. And I guess, like, from a story perspective, if you're ignoring the lore of Spider-Man on its own, just within the perspective of these movies, that makes the most sense because that's the character we knew. And I guess that's kind of the double-edged sword of, like, with Homecoming, when everybody said they wanted to skip the Uncle Ben death because they didn't mention it at all for so long. Now there's no emotional weight to it when he brings it up.
And I think in the future, if they tried to add it back, it's going to be
now
even
it's way
worse.
too late.
I think they should just completely ignore Ben from now.
Yeah, I really think what you have to do is just have the two graves side by side, and he just talks to the both of them.
Yeah.
That's
and that's it.
It's just it feels so weird. You had a very easy opportunity to be like, my Uncle Ben said
because
that.
They
so
overcomplicated
so did mine.
With the other two Spider-Man kind of overcomplicate the message of, like, wait, now what did happen to them? That's also happening to this character? Is it the same? We have too many reference points.
It could have been interesting. I don't know. Maybe maybe they could have used the Ben death because
imagine if the only mention of Uncle Ben, not even unmention of Uncle Ben, is just
Toby?
Her saying great power must also come great responsibility. He says I know, and then they never mention Ben again.
That could be
that would have made things more.
It would have made things cleaner. But what they could have also done is they could have all because he's not trusting of the other two Spider-Men. When they show up, he's not. He could have, and he was like, "Don't tell me, what I'm going through because you don't." And maybe they could have used Ben as that's their one thing that they all have in common. That's their aside from being Spider-Man, and that's their one thing. They all have lost somebody because of them, specifically Uncle Ben. So I know exactly what you have gone through because I am you, and it's just it feels like maybe they just did want. I don't know. Maybe they just want to be different. They didn't want to be predictable. Just something about it. It's not a huge deal. Yeah. It doesn't kill the movie for me, but I'm just like, you were really close. You were so close to doing something like kind of perfect, and it was like handed on a silver platter to Tom, and he was just
like ate half the meal. Yeah. It's like, bro, there's a full beef bowl. Go get there.
Yeah, and it's just really weird to me. I don't know, especially because May's death in the comics, and granted, it's she hasn't died in the comics, so it's like
because one more day.
But
this is basically One More Day.
This is an adaptation of One More Day, but done well, really, which is I'm impressed. It's pretty impressive.
I'm very impressed.
And kind of Spider-Verse too, because the Spider-Verse comic I don't like. But there's stuff they could have done just subtle. I don't know. I said in the video, if you're gonna bring up Ben, it has to be a big deal. I don't know if I fully agree with that part anymore because they've got the May stuff. But it's like, okay, do you think they could? I don't know. Has your opinion on the idea of Toby looking like Uncle Ben changed because of this movie?
I don't think Toby is Uncle Ben.
I don't think. No, he's definitely. Sorry. Don't care. Okay. I don't care about what you think is the case, but what you think would be interesting. Do you think it'd be less interesting now? Maybe that's why he's not. Maybe that's why he's not trusting of Toby. Maybe he had a bad relationship with Ben or something.
That was my pitch. My original pitch was that Ben didn't die and Ben ran away.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's why
I don't think I would like that, but that could, I don't know. Because
that's more creatively interesting.
The way that they framed so when Peter's about to stab Goblin at the very end, we're skipping ahead. But when Peter's about to stab Goblin, they frame Toby looking at Peter in a very Uncle Ben looking way.
As if
I was under the impression it was like Ben is telling you not to do this. You know? And I thought that was interesting. I thought that, but they don't do anything with it. They don't say it because it's not. Yeah. Maybe that's just my own personal
If that's the case, it would be cool for just that scene. But in the context of the rest of the movie, the fact that he says nothing, does kind of.
It's make a little.
It, maybe it is.
Maybe he could have. Maybe when he's talking with Toby, he could be like, "Hey, you kind of look like," and then gets cut off. So it's not like made a big deal, and it's just a little bit. I don't know.
I think it's just because we have the reference of we have the reference of the Flash season 2 where he sees the face and he's instantly like, oh my god, he just died like a fucking week ago. Yeah, and like that's not the case here. No. Tom is aware of the multiverse and he is aware of different people, so he's aware of. And he also he's had so much other losses in his life past.
Yeah, and Aunt May just died.
Died.
So it's like, but that's what also kind of makes the rest of the movie a little weird because then they go back to like quipping, joking. Super fun when my mom just died, that's pretty messed up. Marissa Tomei, famous actors from Seinfeld, just died.
How can I live myself? If I knew that, I could have. Was it dated or miss? I don't know the fucking line. I'm just referencing the fucking one clip of Seinfeld.
You don't know anything about this.
I don't know anything.
It's like when you try to reference Smallville.
That's true.
Don't even try.
I don't know.
I
can reference The Flash. Okay.
You can reference more of The Flash than I can. So.
That's probably true. Yeah. It's not bad. I'll do a separate Flash thing. But I think. I mean, now that we're here, Toby Andrew. We'll just talk about Toby Andrew for a bit. That scene was ungratifying, but I'm okay with it, I guess.
Weirdly shot.
I know High Top was. I listened to High Top's live, and he was like, "That's supposed to be a scene that you just shoot spectacularly, and you didn't."
That's the big moment. Yeah, that's the big reveal.
And I understand that's a problem. At this point, because I watched the scene again. Mm-hmm. I think it's fine. You're there for the character, and Andrew's really being Andrew in that scene, and Toby he's a little bit phoning it in, but he's still being Toby.
It's just a matter of okay with that. It's just a matter of like Toby and Andrew, big characters, big deal when they're introduced. I don't need the characters to interact with them in a big deal way. but I at least just want like you just see Andrew off in the, I don't know.
You see his boots, or you see the back of his suit.
Yeah, it should have been like just you see the boots, and then they pan up to see Andrew, you know, TASM 2 Andrew. Just build up. Yep. It's just basic tension and stuff. And instead it was just like portal opens. Oh, it's Andrew, and it's like oh, he's just far away. I
think the Toby one was worse because he's just standing there.
Yeah, and he's just like turns around, you know. And it's
the Andrew one. At least they try to do something where you barely see a Spider-Man suit.
I think what could have worked actually, and if it, instead of being through the portal, the camera was out on the other side of the portal.
That's what I was gonna say. You see like someone
it's just far away.
Imagine this as the end of a trailer, right? If they had revealed them in the trailers, you see a silhouetted figure, and then the glow of the portal starts showing, and then you see a little bit of red and blue, and then like maybe the end of the TASM logo.
And it's maybe that's why they didn't show them in the trailers, because the reveal of the two is not that exciting. It's just like, oh, there they are, and like it's kind of cool, I guess, that it's not like, because I mean, it's nice that it's different from what you would expect. But like, it's just, there's not the build up that you would expect from such a big moment.
Past that, then I'm okay.
Once they show up,
because they're not the focus of the movie. They're very much not the focus.
Oh wait, we forgot to talk about the Ned Doctor Strange stuff with the ring and shit.
That's fun.
It's fun. It's a little weird, but I don't know. They put a little too much.
They gave Ned something to do.
You know what?
So
wait.
It's like,
oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh, I just remember my joke in my homecoming video, where I say that Ned evolved into Cisco Ramon from The Flash. He evolved into Vibe from The Flash.
I choked on my water.
Oh my god.
He did.
He just opens portals now to get people
took
places.
Racially ambiguous characters and they make them make portals. What
Jesus
the fuck,
Christ.
bro?
Oh my fucking god. No
Why
fucking way.
Why do we not make the connection?
That's
Why do
so
we not make
funny.
the connection? That's actually kind of funny.
Holy shit. That has aged like a fine fucking wine, that joke.
Really
that video has aged way too well for what it is. That was supposed to be my first video.
I did not make that. Why did I not make that connection?
Oh my god, I love that.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
He's also sidelined from everything. All the time. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna leave the show in a dance off.
I saw some people were like that's stupid and weird. It's a little weird.
It's fine.
It's a little.
I don't hate it.
It's just kind of goofy and strange and like doesn't really fit the tone. It's more of an good one. It's more of an issue with like Ned and MJ don't fit the tone in general for this movie.
Yeah.
They're just so like radically different from everything else that's going on.
But you still need them. You still really need them.
Because if you don't have Ned and MJ, then the final decision means nothing.
You don't have. Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know how you would go about fixing that aside from just giving them more shit to do. Maybe making them
I was gonna say, what if you put them in the apartment, but you don't want them to be a distraction during those apartment scenes?
Yeah,
know?
I think it's a matter of just. I think they could have given Ned some emotional stuff, like the fact that he's just funny comic relief. The cape comes and he floats down. They should have made him
sad. Yeah. They should have. You know what they should have done? They should have done what they did with Cisco in Flash season 3, where he's just pissed off at
where the timeline changed and his brother randomly died. Yeah.
Not like that, but like just that the idea that he's like kind of pissed off at like Tom. Of, like,
I think they could have done something interesting where he's like jealous of MJ, or like he feels like MJ is intruding onto the dynamic of him and Peter.
That's
or
actually
something like that.
And you could play that up for comedy if you really
because they kind of did.
To,
they played it for comedy, but like they bring it up in the interrogation scene, the scene we were talking about. You know?
No, I was first. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like there's so many moments where I was like, Ned clearly could have had an emotional thing here, but instead he was just comedy joke guy.
Yep.
I don't know. Yep. I don't know what the deal is. But
and they have him cry at the end, and like that's great.
That was nice. Yeah,
during the movie, it's a little weird.
I just like if Ned was not in this movie, I don't think
his grandma talking was weird. Yeah, that went on. For
it was
a bit.
Weird that was the scene where Toby and Andrew are there. That's a jokey scene.
You know what me and Scribe were talking about? They in that one shot, they really foreshadow the knives. There's an establishing shot where they show a bunch of knives on the wall.
You're right.
And that shot goes on for like 3 or 4 seconds.
I was like, wait, where the fuck are we? Is this Aunt May's house? Wait,
is this like a Knives Out tease or something? It's like the knives are gonna be relevant.
Ryan Johnson's Spider-Man trilogy. I want it so bad.
You know what my prediction is? I think Damien Chazelle is gonna do it. Damien Chazelle has been doing nothing. I feel like Damien Chazelle.
Don't you dare put that idea in my head, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because now anybody else who does it, I'm gonna hate. No, fuck you. You can't do that to me. You can't do that to me. Oh my god.
It makes sense though.
Oh my god, that's great.
Imagine a La La Land style Spider-Man
I'll bet you
movie.
Twitter questions, that's one of the questions, so we want to direct, so we'll get to that.
Mine is Damien Chazelle. Right now is Damien Chazelle because it's most realistic and I love
let's get to that. We'll get to that later because that's
Yeah. Well, this is a long episode.
This is a very long episode. We got a lot to talk about. This was we've been building up to this for like a year.
We've been for 6 months, man.
Yeah. But like, okay.
We talked about the Toby scene. I will say that here's a big thing. I fucking love Andrew in this movie.
Yes.
And Andrew, they did Andrew better than they did Toby.
Yeah.
And there are moments with Andrew that I'm like, I know they're not gonna make a TASM 3. If they made it, I would be the happiest man in the world.
Yeah.
Let me do it. You can whoever can do that thing. I have a pitch.
Sony, just give it to Mithi. Why not? Just give him
it to
Spider-Man.
me. I have an idea. It would be cool and it would require less than $100 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm gonna steal that idea. That's the
scene.
plan. I'm just gonna rip your idea off.
Yeah, honestly, go ahead. The fucking scene with Andrew, where he talks about Gwen, and then he's like, I just don't want you to be me.
Yeah.
That was like,
that was great.
I don't cry at movies. If I was a person that cried at movies, that was like one of those scenes.
Can we rewind a little bit though? Because the thing I fucking loved for some reason, I don't know why I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
When Toby and Andrew see each other for the first time and they just fucking they fight.
Yeah.
It's such a shitty superhero thing to do, but it's like they're not trusting of any people. The thing. That's really cool. It's like because Tom would absolutely just be like, oh, okay. Like, sorry, Tom from Far From Home and Homecoming would absolutely be like, oh my god, Spider-Man, it's another Spider-Man.
Yeah. How does your webs work? Oh, do you shoot your webs out of your
webs? You shoot them out of your pussy?
I'm sorry.
Whoa. You shoot them out of your bussy?
I did. That was like a thing, right? He was like, do they come out of other spots?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
That was a good joke.
Right. I did like the chemistry between Zendaya and Andrew. That was good. Fun. Andrew just works well with everyone. Where
Andrew's
like, okay,
it's almost like Andrew's a great fucking actor that deserves the world.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
and he's so happy to be in that suit, man. You can tell. You can tell he's so happy.
I was so I don't know. The Toby, obviously Toby. I was always tweeting this. I was like, when Toby shows up, I'm going to cry. I got more emotional about Andrew. I don't know why. Yeah. I saw that dude and I was like, fuck, man. Fuck yeah, that's fucking Andrew, baby. He's back. I don't know why. Maybe just because, like, I don't know. Maybe because I was expecting more from the Toby reveal. Where it's like
the Toby, he phoned it in, and like it's fine.
I don't think he phoned it in. I think he did a good job.
There are bits and pieces where he didn't, but like there are scenes where I'm like, okay, he's tired.
Can I? His voice changed a lot. His voice changed so much.
You're right. Yeah, he did.
I when I did the little motion script thing, I was like, okay, he's got kind of like a quieter, whispery, raspy voice. And then he comes out and he's like sounding like a regular dude. I'm like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Yep. Yeah, because he ages. Yeah, and
it's almost like people age. Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
But, yeah.
I thought everyone was like Fortnite skins. He just looked like
everybody. Yeah, I thought everyone was just cartoon characters that you could just CGI down.
Exactly. But imagine if they did that with Toby though.
CGI.
I'm so glad they didn't.
They
probably thought about it.
I don't really like that they de-aged Melina. I don't. It makes sense, but it's just like I don't know. It didn't really work.
He's not in enough of the movie for it to bother me.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair. That's very fair. He just looks a little like. It looks. It's
they didn't do it. They didn't do it with Defoe, did they?
I don't think so.
I don't think they did.
I don't think so. Because that man did not age. It's crazy. I think it's mainly I just don't like CGI de-aging in general. It's never really sat right with me. You know,
it's fine as a gimmick. It's not fine.
It's fine for like a single scene.
Captain Marvel ruined it more than I think Ant-Man ruined it. Yeah, Ant-Man started the discussion, but Captain Marvel did a good job with it with Michael Douglas. Whole movie.
But then the whole movie with Nick Fury with Captain Marvel like kind of put me off. And then plus Star Wars bringing back dead people, that was really weird. Using the same tech, I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, so
and we won't talk about the Ghostbusters movie, but
I need to watch it. I haven't seen
it. Thoughts?
Yeah,
but
so then there's the emotional stuff with Andrew, Tom, Toby. That's great. That's really nice. Yeah. I'm so happy to see that they weren't just Spider-Mans and just quirky, fun, quippy dialogue, on your left portals moment. Instead, they were giving like legit.
He is talking.
Character.
The scene with Andrew is like amazing. It's haha funny.
Yeah.
But when he's talking about I lost my Gwen and I'm here because like I just don't want you to be like that. Yeah, and they're very much there as emotional support, not just power
they're real
support.
Characters, and that made me really happy to see. And then they do really even the fight. I was expecting the fight to just be quippy endgame style fight, you know. But even then, they're like the parts where like
what does Toby do during the fight other than do the Sandman thing?
I don't remember.
Andrew does more.
Can I be honest?
Fight, right?
I think my point about the visually similar suits, I totally still believe that.
Yeah, I
don't
can't
know how
tell
you
when
would
it's
do
Toby
it.
and I can't tell when it's Andrew.
Yeah, they're two similar looking suits. I think
give him the symbiote. Give one of them a symbiote.
Either give him the symbiote or maybe give him the TASM 1 suit back or something. I don't know.
Why would he wear that though?
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. But just like to make because like obviously Tom, you can tell different because he's red and black and gold.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like
they're both good suits though.
They're
so
great
like,
suits, yeah, and that's their iconic look. So I wouldn't maybe give Toby the what's it called? No. Oh yeah. Oh, dude, that would fucking I would come in the movie theater if that happened. Yeah. Jesus Christ! If I saw a white symbol on Tobey Maguire, that would be
his lines are already so kind of like gray.
Do you have any idea how obsessed I am with the White Spider? That is my
favorite. Really like
that is my favorite thing they have done to the Spider-Man design on the face of the planet. I absolutely adore it. Yeah, I would love it. But or even like what's it called? End of Days? Is that, no, fuck. The leather jacket, the leather suit.
Yeah,
Zach did a cosplay of it. It looks really cool. Fuck, what's it called?
It's like the same universe as Logan.
I don't think it's the same universe. It's the same. It's a similar story where he's older.
The End suit or something.
Fuck, I'm a fake fan, but something like that where it's like, okay, it's a different texture and it's like, you know, it's a jacket. Because then you could maybe hide some of the fact that Toby is not the same. Physically, he is not the same that he was 20 years ago.
He doesn't look fat or anything.
No, he doesn't. He looks great. Dude looks amazing. Dude looks fantastic for 20 years later. You know.
Yep.
He pulled who else like got like really into shape to come back as a superhero? Who was it? Who am I thinking of? I can't remember. Oh, it was Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill like got crazy back into shape to play Luke, and like it gives him that same vibe. He lost a ton of weight. He looks amazing. I love Mark Hamill. But I don't know, just like visually during the fight, I couldn't tell who was who sometimes, and that might just be because the electro lightning was really flashing, and I don't know what it is with Disney. If you want to call this a Disney movie, but can we stop having flashing lights in final battles, please? Can we get rid of them?
People have epilepsy.
Fucking Homecoming, Incredibles 2, Rise of Skywalker, this movie. There's way too many, and probably a bunch of other
Batman's gonna have flashing lights.
Oh no, but they're gonna be red to black. That's different. That's black to white or black to yellow. That's just such a. It hurts to watch sometimes. Especially like in a big IMAX screening, because I couldn't tell what was happening in a lot of the fight. I had a fun time with the fight. I think, and we're skipping over the lab scene. Is there a ton you want to say about the scene in the lab?
Yeah, I think I first I was like, is it too jokey because May just died? I'm fine. I rewatched bits and pieces of it. Tom doesn't make a lot of jokes.
Okay, that's
Tom. The only one joke with Tom is like Ned being weird.
You think that they would read The Room? I don't know.
Yeah, but they're just talking amongst themselves about their own lives. I guess so. I think it's okay.
I don't know. Okay.
I really like the moment. Andrew and Toby have great chemistry.
Is the point thing the actual point joke, or is it just their pointing?
Not really. It's just a thing.
They're fucking. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's the meme." Yeah. It's not the fucking meme.
They were just like, "Oh, it's Peter. Oh, Peter Parker. Oh."
Which that was.
Like, I'm
glad that they did that as the joke instead of the Fortnite pointing.
I love the build up to MJ and Peter talk. Imagine we saw that scene in a trailer of like MJ and Peter like being like, we're gonna get through this, we're gonna get through this together. Imagine Andrew Garfield. Imagine if we knew Andrew Garfield is just in the background of that fucking scene in a lab coat. I just think that's funny to think about. But that scene is just awesome because he's just like softly looking at them, and he's like, Andrew's. It's just so.
I like that a lot. I really like that. It was really sad. Like, hey, and then like the stuff with Toby and he's like, yeah, we're making it work.
He's like, we make it work.
You know, there's I like that a lot. I don't know. It wasn't the most like. It was a pretty obvious. It wasn't the most like thrilling conclusion or epilogue to Toby or these characters.
We don't need one.
Yeah, they didn't do anything super crazy, but it's like it's like, okay, cool. We got to see the characters, and they're that's expected. I was worried that it was gonna be like MJ died or something.
Yeah, in another universe where these characters aren't as big of a deal, greenlight a fucking Toby and Andrew buddy cop movie like right now.
I would kill. I mean, the fact that Andrew was like, I've always wanted brothers. Can we please get a Toby, Andrew, and Miles movie, please?
That would be
Please,
cool.
just because I need Miles in something live action. I really do. It's been
imagine
too
if like
long.
Miles and it's like Toby and Andrew are is like two like basically dad figures.
That would be oh my god, my gay dads. We love my gay dads. So, wait, that would mean Miles, if that's the case, if they did that, Miles would have 4 fathers because he would have his dad, his dead uncle, fucking 2 spider people, and then whatever Spider-Man universe he's from. So 5.
That's true.
Oh, that'd be great. I love that.
But yeah, no, their chemistry is great.
It's really fun.
It
made me like, I was really happy to see that. I don't know. I was so worried that they were just
these
gonna
are
be
fun characters. They're fucking Spider-Man. It's not just all depressing.
It's
like
that's the fan service I really wanted. Of like they're just here are the characters, not a clap. You know them, like Rise of Skywalker Endgame, but like a hey, these are your favorite characters. Let's just put them in the room together and have them interact. And some of the jokes, I do think. I mean, the web shooter thing was fun. I think
the Harry joke is stupid. It went on for a bit too long. The Harry joke made me uncomfortable.
The Harry joke was weird. Especially when it ended on like a really sad because
he's so sad
because okay, Toby says, and maybe just because it's fucking piece of shit James Franco, terrible person who harassed his students and is a very bad person. But the way that Toby says, he was my best friend who tried to kill me. He also like helped you.
Yeah,
you guys teamed up like right
life.
before. It's the fact is that the memory he has of Harry. I guess that's weird.
I mean, I do guess Harry was a very big asshole before.
But Harry was his childhood friend that died a hero still, and that was a little weird. And then they just played it for a joke with Ned. You know,
he slapped him in front of all those people.
That was kind of a nice joke to tell the people who think he's going to be Hobgoblin to shut the fuck up. That made me happy because he's not going to be Hobgoblin, you guys. He was brainwashed. He was framed. It was never him. He was in the suit, but he was never being controlled. He was never Hobgoblin.
Now that he's going to MIT, he's going to get that MIT tech, and now he's going to be that.
That'd be really fucking funny, actually.
like 6 movies down the line, he's like, "Remember me?" It's like, I mean, I do, but I thought you didn't. You know,
that'd be great. But the lab scene was really fun. And then to the fight. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. There was real emotion there. Like I really like the Andrew stuff with Max. They like talked.
I love when they swing like with each other. You know, like they shoot their web shooters like onto each other as along.
And it's hard to not compare this to Spider-Verse because 1, everybody's saying that's better than Spider-Verse, and 2, it's another movie with multiple Spider-Men. I think Spider-Verse did more interesting stuff like physically.
I think this is more emotional than Spider-Verse, right?
I don't know, man. Spider-Verse hits me hard. I fuck with Spider-Verse a lot. Yes. I don't know. Spider-Verse is literally my favorite movie of all time. So like that's why I get really salty when I see people be like Spider-Verse ranked number 6 on their rankings of like, whoa. I don't care about other people's rankings.
If I watch Spider-Verse again, it might come up.
Spider-Verse is legit like a perfect movie to me, and like
it's always going to be in the top 3.
Yeah, I adore that movie. And so I think like the way Spider-Verse had them like swinging off of each other more interestingly and like flinging each other. And like they worked a little bit.
Because it's animation, you can also.
It's animation, and so I get, but this is okay, but this is also animation. Yeah, also this is also fully CGI. Which I get. You know, you can't get Toby back in the suit to like swing around. Toby was also CGI a lot of the time. Whatever. It does look less good though. That's what's weird. If when Toby's CGI in this big budget Hollywood blockbuster from 2021 doesn't look as good as the CGI. Not all the CGI, but some of the CGI from 2004 or even a 2018 game. Now that's a little like, okay. You know, but they were doing other stuff.
I think because of the pandemic also.
That's true. The pandemic probably affected a ton of this movie, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But
the lizard, not him talking with the lizard. Him talking with Electro. You talked about it earlier. That's great.
I love that scene, and it was a really nice reference to Miles.
It feels
that made me really happy.
It like Andrew feels like he's just grabbed straight out of TASM too.
He really does.
Like really, he does, and I love.
I do. Okay, we were talking about last night though. I think his jokes are a little. He does, and I get it. He was the jokey Spider-Man, so it makes sense. But he was the jokey Spider-Man when he was the Spider-Man that wanted to like murder a guy.
They keep making jokes about how he was the worst. Of like he's like, no, you have to remember that you're amazing, dude. And he's like, I'm not the worst Spider-Man, and I'm like. Okay, all right. I guess it's more for normal audiences who thought those movies sucked.
He felt a little more like, okay. This is gonna be a take. I liked him. I liked him a lot. I need to preface that he felt kind of like when Spider-Man is written like Deadpool, where he's like really jokey all the time.
A bit too much. Yeah.
Like it's like, and granted, it wasn't all the time. But
he's
like,
also with 3 versions of himself. That's
and so they have to make him feel different. Because the moments where he gets emotional, where he has the scene where he sees MJ and Peter, and then the scene with Max, fantastic. And then obviously the scene with Peter and we're talking about MA and everything.
Gwen,
like great. And then when he catches Michelle or MJ, sorry, Michelle Jones Watson, when he catches her, I knew it was gonna happen. Everybody knew it was gonna happen, but boy, was it really fucking satisfying. That was really nice.
That landing was weird. The CG on that landing.
CG
had,
in the
like,
movie
no
overall,
impact.
I do think it was a pandemic. So
that was the one
say.
that stuck out to me the most.
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
To me, the worst CG was like any Portal stuff. Kind of looked weird. It was pretty rough. But I guess that's just I don't know how you would even do that. Because like lighting wise, it's different lighting in the background, so it's gonna look. It's like also
much more desaturated in Doctor Strange itself, and this one the saturation's turned up. In this movie.
It's just a matter of like, because with green screen you have to light to look like you're in an environment. You have to light yourself the exact same way as the environment. But when the environment behind you is through a portal with completely different lighting, it's like it looks like you just have a shitty green screen and you're a YouTuber.
Yeah, basically.
So I don't know how you would even do it. I'm interested.
And that's why in Doctor Strange, when you look at the portals. It's very similar lighting.
Yeah, I'm interested in how Sam's gonna do it. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah.
But like, wait, I'm trying to think what else. Like, there was
I'm trying to think other Final Fight stuff.
I thought it was cool how they couldn't really work as a team together, and they played it for.
He says the Avengers.
They played it for.
I did like that Toby line. I did like that Toby line though. I kind of did like it. Oh, yeah, he's like, that's great.
Is it cool? Who the fuck are they?
Yeah.
It would be kind of funny if Toby knew about Doctor Strange. That would be kind of funny.
Yeah. I mean, they don't react intensively like, you're a magic doctor? What the fuck?
Or if he could, well, I guess he's like magic, or was that Andrew that said that?
Yeah.
I can't remember. But it would have been kind of nice if Toby, when Doctor Strange came out, he was just like, like he's like, oh wait, are you?
No.
But I liked how they couldn't really fight together, and they do play it for a joke with that Avengers bit, which is kind of. I don't love that because that is the thing that Tom actually brings to the table aside from tech. He does have the team experience, and that's an interesting perspective to take.
And they use it. Yeah.
And they use it, but it is kind of still played for the joke a little bit. And I think that didn't need to be the joke. That's all.
No. I just the wholesome moment of just him saying like, "I love you guys."
That was nice. That was
and
was
then
cute.
he runs off. And it's like it's not a perfect set, Yeah. Like I think it's a weird, interesting thing to use construction as a set, but they use it efficiently.
You know what? What would have been a better set if they stayed on the bridge the entire movie.
Yeah,
that's my
take.
Have,
like, campfires,
and I'm gonna die defending it. I don't care.
That's such a shit
it would have been really cool.
That's such a stupid idea. Been great. I hate
Y'all have never seen a fucking
that.
low stakes movie in your life. You've never seen a war movie. But no, the fight was really fun. I think it was weird.
It's not the highlight of the movie. I think really other things are more so the highlight of the
very, very end, which we'll get to.
That's true.
What's weird though, what's really weird that's sticking out to me, that it stuck out to me, we didn't get like a really good still shot of all of them together in their suits.
We have them like hugging.
We have them hugging, and we have that split shot of them landing and then jumping back, so someone will screenshot it and make it wallpaper. But even like I was really looking forward to a big shot of Toby in a suit again. And he wasn't really like full frame. Yeah.
It's just him without the mask. Maybe you get some shots.
Yeah, we don't get it's the same with like how they're introduced. We never get that big grandiose Tobey Maguire is back as Spider-Man. If you it's like and maybe it's because they didn't want to like make it for in 10 years when people watch this and don't know who Tobey Maguire is. Hopefully that never happens. Hopefully everybody will know who Tobey Maguire is for the rest of
I feel like it's also a thing of like they want the film to still feel like an MCU film.
Yeah.
And the film makes such a big deal about these movies that aren't in the MCU.
Movies have still built up to fucking Stan Lee. It's weird when Stan Lee was given bigger grandiose camera work for his cameos than Tobey Maguire. And granted, Stan Lee big deal, Stan Lee important, but he was in every movie,
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about it like that. That's a good
I've run out of Baja Blast, by the way. I drank this gigantic thing of, oh my god, the coaster.
That's actually
this
a lot.
This is a huge. I have to pee so bad.
You're like me during the piss. You're gonna have to piss during the middle of the movie for a minute.
I know it's gonna be great.
I drank all my ice cubes. I was drinking ice cubes.
But yeah, the fight. I'm trying to think.
Goblin. The bomb and the bomb and the
auto
thing.
Stuff. The auto stuff I really liked. I liked how he didn't just revert back to being evil Otto, which was cool.
Yeah.
And like he helped out.
I thought the ship was gonna get destroyed. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
I thought that was the explanation for why he went bad again. Was when Electro fried him, it fried the chip again. But I really liked the scene with Otto and Peter, Otto and Toby.
Yeah.
That was really sweet.
It's
really
like trying to be better, and I'm like, that's such a great little like.
And trying to be better, and like that. Otto was his hero. That's really nice. That's fucking really cool to see. The two of them, they know each other. They know they're You know, he's Spider-Man. There's no more brilliant but lazy. You know, because in Spider-Man 2, there was like this kind of dynamic of.
And he's like, "How are you, man? How are?" And I love that.
They're
it's
equals
like,
now. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Like in Spider-Man 2, there was the dynamic of like, you're just a lazy kid that is smart, but you're not responsible. And now they didn't have the realization of like, no, wait, you're a great person until the very end when he died. And now they finally have this respect for each other of like, oh my God, we're besties. And I cannot wait for Superior Spider-Man. It's not going to happen, but it should happen.
They could do it eventually down the line.
I don't know.
Because that's the other thing. Now, the interesting context is Tom Holland Spider-Man knows all about this. So now when he runs into Otto, he's going to be like, maybe I can make it so that Otto doesn't turn into Doc Ock.
Everybody gets mad at me when I make this comparison, but there are way too many similarities of early Flash in these movies.
And you said that I can't compare this to the Flash.
I know you. I know. Hey, fuck you.
You little bitch.
Hey. Hey. But like, no, like, because the Flash was the same way, where it was like time travel stuff meant that Barry knew about comic events before they happened to him, and so then when they show up, he's like, "Oh, that's a villain." That's So it's like,
person I need to
and so it kind of you kind of lost out, and that was my thing with the Flash. It was like you lost out on a lot of very interesting things you could tell with him. And I hope that they don't really lean into that too much.
I think it could. There's not necessarily. I think there's a kind of a Spider-Man fatigue, right? The stories that we tell with these characters on the live big screen, for normal audiences, it's like, okay, we've seen a version of the story before, you know? Because normal audiences aren't looking for the intricate differences that we are. This new context that Tom Holland's Peter Parker now knows provides something more interesting for films.
Yeah, and now you can make you can make things commentaries, and you could subvert things not only for the audience but for the character. Maybe introduce Otto Octavius, and he's the nicest fucking dude in the world, and he never goes evil. You know?
Yeah, and that is interesting for Tom now, because Tom is with the audience of like, I know it's something like might go wrong here.
I shouldn't be allowed to trust you. You know, And
that's the potential for like an Iron Patriot thing with Norman.
That could be.
Like, I don't.
And maybe with Iron Patriot with Norman, it's like Norman is a really good dude. Actually, I mean, no, he's a billionaire bitch, so never mind. But like maybe he's not evil until Spider-Man beats the shit out of him because he thinks he's gonna be Green Goblin or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and then something happens.
Yeah,
it makes more consequences for people.
But also, I don't know. But would you even want to see?
I don't know if I want to see Norman. I'm still kind of undecided about it. Maybe this is something for the ninth movie.
I don't know. It's like we just had. If before this movie, I would have said absolutely, and now it's like we just had the same guy playing Norman Osborn and Otto. It'd be like if they introduced. It'd be like if they introduced J. Jonah Jameson with a different actor. They probably shouldn't have done that for that reason, for longevity's sake. But whatever. You know,
but maybe in like 2 movies we'll be like, the next movie will happen.
You know what? Fuck it. Maybe Willem Dafoe could still be Norman in this universe, multiverse.
That would be cool.
Whatever.
Maybe.
Who cares? You know, and let him not.
Fucking the spell reverts shit. The spell is such an open-ended thing now.
The spell is you can do whatever the fucking vague, and I love it.
Yeah,
I love how vague the spell is because for years, for 13 years, we have had the MCU is this perfect. Pinpointed,
and now
lore,
all the cracks are showing, and
every single thing holds together, and every single thing. The lore is so consistent, and Star Wars needs to be more like the MCU because the MCU is consistent and exactly the same. It's like a TV show. And now Spider-Man and Sony came in and said, "No, we're changing the entire timeline for
we don't
fucking
care.
Nothing, and you can't do anything about it."
We're doing it with Doctor Strange.
And I'm so happy.
No one cares.
I am over consistent timelines. Give me just good things. Fuck canon, you know?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
The comics don't care about canon.
Comics don't care about canon. They do. Doctor Who doesn't care about anything that goes on for longer than 10 years. Canon doesn't matter anymore. If it's written, especially if it's written by multiple people, you know? The only thing that has had good canon is fucking anime. No, even anime has shitty canon.
That is an inhibitor on the storyline.
I'm of the opinion that canon should always exist to enhance a story and never restrict it. You know? If you're writing a story and you're like, I want to do this, but I can't because the canon won't let me. Fuck it, do it. Yeah, you know. That's my opinion. I have to pee really quick again. I drank a big Baja Blast. Sorry.
Good job. Probably might cut this out, but you guys been playing Fortnite? I've been playing Fortnite. Fortnite's awesome. I'm just constantly plugging Fortnite on this podcast. Like, I think that matters, but I guess it doesn't. Also on video, you can see Troy's laundry. He has a bunch of laundry, which good for him. Troy, cut this out. What the fuck? Why am I still doing this? I also want more Coca-Cola, but I am not going to get it because I am tired, and I don't think I should go and drink more Coca-Cola. This is great. I'm talking to myself. I'm like Spider-Man. Talk to myself. Let's check Twitter to see what Twitter has to say about me talking to myself. If this goes in, it's going to be copyrighted. Wow.
I forgot to eat my fucking Taco Bell.
Good job.
I got Taco Bell.
You talk Taco Bell for the reason of getting to
for the
Baja
reason
Blast.
literally I got Taco Bell explicitly because I was like, I'm making a video. I have to have a Baja Blast in my hand for my brand. So wait, so what do I wait, yeah.
Ending. Let's talk about the Green Goblin ending fight.
Wait, is there something else? I feel there was something else in the main fight that I want to talk about. I can't remember.
MJ, Doctor Strange.
Okay.
The bomb was cool in the thing, and it blows up the spell. That's cool.
Oh, that was that was neat. I'm so disappointed though. Just gonna say it now. MJ or Aunt May should have been turned into a skeleton. This is fucking bullshit. This is a logical inconsistency, ruins the movie. Fucking destroy MCU Spider-Man is trash. Marvel doesn't understand Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
She says, "With great power comes great responsibility," and she's a fucking skeleton.
She's just like a little spooky Halloween skeleton, but she has the glasses on. Oh my fucking god, that'd be the funniest thing. I'm upset. So not a single person got turned into a skeleton. Not a single one. Super disappointing. Yeah. That's my take.
Yeah. That's another funny thing. Green Goblin goes to fucking kill Peter, and then Peter gets transported. Where the fuck did Green Goblin go after that? Did he just fly away?
He went to that alley. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I dropped a tomato from my taco.
From Tomato Town?
Tomato Town. Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, the Green Goblin stuff. I'll talk to you about this after. I can't bring up rewrite ideas on this because I can't. Because you're not getting it. You're not getting any info. Not you. I'm pointing at the viewers at home.
No free leaks.
No free leaks.
You're gonna promote the rewrite the same way they promoted the
That'd be so funny if I did that. If I leaked every aspect of it. That'd be the funniest thing. Wait, I'm gonna do that. That's fucking hilarious.
I can't wait to see what's something you can safely leak. I can't wait to see
these nuts.
I have nothing to. I don't even know what's in the fucking rewrite.
I don't even know what's in the rewrite. I have like 2 ideas right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the Green Goblin fight in and of itself was fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. He did the little PS4 move where he slams the ground. That's what Tom Holland was talking about.
Oh wait. I thought he was talking about when he went through the building in the old fight.
I thought what he was talking about when Aunt May died. No,
you mean the move they stole from Spider-Man PS4?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, they stole the act of killing Aunt May from Spider-Man PS4. That's the move that they stole.
They stole the quote as well.
That was weird. She never said that in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's her thing in the comics.
It's a reference to something.
It's her thing in the comics, I believe. But it's like she could have at least mentioned it when Norman was there, you know? I don't know.
That would have been a powerful line there too, yeah. But yeah, I mean the Goblin fight's cool. The way he's like about to fucking kill him. We talked about that scene being interesting. I really do like that they're not they're very much not the focus. The focus is Tom going through this emotional
Tom goes through a really good emotional arc. And it's I don't love the villains. I think the villains are the weakest part of the movie, ironically. Defoe and Molina, they all do a good job. Yeah. But just from
Sandman and Lizard kind of just like being there for no reason.
Yeah, and same with the they do a good job and they're fun to watch. But just story wise, the villains aren't pushing Peter to the point where like you would think that the main villain would be pushing Peter. They would have been the
strongest part in Far From Home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I think Mysterio would have been that. It would have been really interesting to do that. Somehow, I have no idea. But I fucking love fucking Tom.
Maybe part of it is also like they needed people with powers. Because what the fuck is
that might be it.
Problem?
Well, he's got drones.
He's too addicted to his technology. He just needs a screen time limit. He just needs to fucking Twitter block.
Mysterio just has a bunch of NFTs. That's his power.
Yeah. I don't want to see that, but I like it. But yeah, I just really love the way they kind of, and there's not much to say in the Goblin fight. I do think them stabbing Toby was like worthless, other than for the
it was absolutely. I think
what the fuck was
gave me the
that?
vibe of Sorry, I'm eating my.
That gave me the vibe of in a cut they killed Toby. I think that's what happened. There was a cut of this movie where
then they watched
Toby.
my video where they're like, where I said don't fuck up Toby, and they're like, oh, never mind.
Oh, I'm too scared. Let's cut that out. Yeah.
That gave me, again. Twitter's gonna be mad about this because they hate when you compare two things that are different. Yeah. Do you remember in Rise of Skywalker?
Oh, here we go.
Do you remember Rise of Skywalker when they like fake killed Chewie for no reason?
Yeah.
It gave me that kind of vibe of like just to scare the audience. And then be like, oh, nobody's fine though. Just to, Yeah. Granted, it was in the span.
Weird.
It was in the span of like 2 minutes, which is better than what they did with Chewie, which was fucking dumb.
When Tom and Andrew and Toby are hugging each other, Green Goblin's just there in the corner like this. Like he just has his head down.
That's what he does.
Yeah, but I feel like it would have been nice if he
I was like headless for like 2 seconds. It was really funny.
Good job.
Did you see
That's
that?
Scary. You're like Mysterio in the Ultimate Universe.
Whoa.
Yeah. But I think he should have like he's like. I kind of like the idea that the serum never works. Imagine if the serum never works, and it's like he cures them.
I thought it was gonna be like, what if Norman Osborn was the darker half? That would have been a crazy idea.
The Goblin just turned Norman Osborn into the Doctor Half.
So like it would get rid of his darker half. But what if Norman Osborn, billionaire weapons manufacturer, was the darker half? And that's how they. I don't know. That's my perspective on it.
That's of course that's your fucking perspective.
I'm the billionaire guy still. Yep. Don't forget it. All you MCU fans that are following me on Twitter now, don't do that. You know who I am still. Yeah. I didn't change. I still have these opinions. And I'm still a hella socialist. I'm not changing.
Yep. Yeah. But I do think my little change to that scene is just making it so that he's like just either knocked out or he's like, oh, you think you can defeat me? I'm Norman Osborn. I have a creaky voice.
I think also the fact that there wasn't like a visual, and it sucks because it's like Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin, didn't have a transformation because we don't like when Goblin has a transformation.
Yeah.
But when there wasn't a physical thing to show that, it felt very much, I guess he did it in his performance, which was interesting. I don't know. Something about that didn't really hit as home as much as it probably should have. Maybe because at the time I thought Toby was dead, you know?
Also because there is in fact no way home. I'm sorry, I have to keep fucking saying that because it's stupid. I know that had.
What does that even mean? What are you saying?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just so
I swear
stupid.
to God. I swear to God.
But yeah,
I don't. I think the Norman stuff, it was really close to hitting home, and I think it could have, but it didn't fully for me. I think it really is just the fact that Peter doesn't know this guy. You know, but there is an interesting idea of like he had tried to help this guy so much, and the guy killed his aunt. The guy fucking ruined everything, but he still ends up helping him at the end. I like that. That was a nice moment. That's a nice idea. That's really cool. I just think I don't know how, but certain things of that could have been emphasized a little bit harder. But that's just it really is just a personal preference, and it really is just like
for me it didn't bother me.
Yeah, no, it did bother me.
They do enough from Dafoe's
I'm just
side,
like I'm looking back on that, and I'm like that should have been a bigger deal. In my and to me, and I think I just need to rewatch it because maybe it was just.
That's also because
I think I just thought Toby was dead.
Things just go crazy as well. Yeah,
I'm disappearing. I'm just hang on.
You're going.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Oh wait. Oh! I chose to not wear a Spider-Man shirt today.
You're the armless asshole. That's what you are.
That's me.
Superhero name.
I'm Fall Out Boy from the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. But yeah, so Peter making this decision to let everyone forget who he is, and I've been saying this for so fucking long. Oh my God, I don't think he's all alone.
I can't fucking believe it.
He is all alone.
Cannot firstly, I do want to say, Brown Table, Mauricio, how the fuck did you call all that shit?
I don't even think he called it as much as he's like, I think he just thought that everything would revert.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone predicted no one would know who he was.
Because it is unheard of. I'm sorry, I meant he called the diner scene.
Yeah,
exactly. The
actual scenes themselves.
Yeah. But that is because it's completely unheard of. Spider-Man at this age has never been this alone. Never in his. He is always like the transition from high school to college. Like all the high school friends were gone except for Flash, and then the college people came in, but he still had Aunt May. So, and he was still, there was still connection. Now this dude is fucking completely
it makes me sad.
Alone.
I think about it when I go to sleep.
It's so depressing, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah,
it almost makes up for the past few movies ending on like a not very Spider-Man feeling. It doesn't make up for Far. Hang on, it doesn't make up for the whole Far From Home. Yeah, but the endings of the movies, I like. Oh my god, could you imagine if they ended on a what the fuck? I would like it. That absolutely would not have been. It would have been so. Maybe as actually, it might have worked as the Venom post-credit scene. That might have been a good way to do it.
Yeah, maybe. But the fucking
holy shit.
The story potential of that
is completely.
Is it my favorite Spider-Man ending? Every single Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. For me,
it obviously is. But like
it's like without these 15 minutes, this movie would probably be like a 6, 7 out of 10 for me. And those 15 minutes bring it up like 2 points. Just those lines. Just the idea of that is. It's it fits with the movie. He didn't get a high school diploma.
He did it. He's a dumbass now.
He didn't graduate high school.
He turned into a dumbass.
He has a G. He has to get a GED.
MJ and Ned are at MIT, and he is working on a fucking GED.
Dude has a fucking Lego figure in a coffee cup. That's it. And a sewing machine. Good job. I had to sew some shit today. Man, that's fucking hard.
Like his apartment sucks.
That is
he's probably looking to still get a job. He has to pay rent at the month. It's
I know.
Is it too Spider-Man-y?
I think it might be a little too much. It felt literally I was watching that and I was like, "Oh my god. I feel so like bad for Gavin right now."
That's what it felt like.
I felt so bad because it's like that was his thing. His thing was he's the guy making the movie that's like this, and then the movies come around and like, no, we're gonna do it now too. And it's like, oh fuck, this movie's not out yet.
Is that why John Watts DM'd him? He's like, hey,
oh my god,
I'm gonna steal your thing.
What if they did it because of Gavin?
That would be so funny. That would be so fucking funny. I don't think they did, but that'd be so funny.
Like. Okay, Spider-Man Blue, written by piece of shit Jeff Loeb. Gonna preface that because I'm gonna reference Spider-Man Blue a lot. Spider-Man Blue to me is the definitive visuals for Spider-Man at the very least. That's my favorite Spider-Man book. Fuck him. So it's not my favorite Spider-Man book anymore. But that's the one I grew up on. That and Spectacular. That is ripped right out of Spider-Man Blue. That is exact the apartment, the fucking snow. That is the way Tom just sits at the window.
Yeah, just looks.
That was the first time I was like, wait, holy shit, this is a real adult man Spider-Man. Yeah. This is Peter fucking Parker.
If I and that was the moment where I was thinking to myself, if I am this character, what do I do? Because that's the point of Spider-Man movies is that I would just not be Spider-Man anymore. I wouldn't do fucking anything with my life. I'd be depressed and suicidal. That's what would happen to me. Is I would be so fucking.
The suit, the snow, the everything about it.
And he's like, no, I'm gonna still be Spider-Man because this is what I need to do.
I got back up.
That's insane, and I love that. And that is my goodness.
It's almost too grounded now. It's almost too real.
Because my fear is what if the next movie is like Reverse Flashback?
I hope not.
So it's they tried to revert it back. I don't think they would do that.
I mean, that would be the worst case if they just revert it. But what would also be a pretty bad case scenario is if they don't keep up that energy. If it cuts and he's got his friends and they know he's Spider-Man now and it's the same kind of Disney Channel fun energy, but he's in college now and he doesn't have a mom.
They need a new. I love John Watts, and John Watts fucking nailed it into the park with this. They need a new director. They just need a new. I know,
and it sucks because it's like John. I've always believed this. John Watts is a good director, and he proved it with this. He absolutely did. He's a very talented guy.
Director.
And
he was the first person to finish a trilogy in the MCU, like himself throughout the whole thing.
That's very true. Yeah. Far From Home doesn't count. That's my take.
Yeah, I guess.
But he's a very talented director, and this showed he was. But no, I agree. I think he needs to go to somebody, which we'll talk about that when we're in a. I guess that's okay. The suit, I'm in love with that fucking thing.
It's growing on me a lot more.
Originally
it was like I love it.
You're a little bitch.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I did not hate it. I did not hate it. I did not hate it. I loved it. And then I thought the blue. It's too shiny. I thought the blue was.
It's too blue.
I thought it looked too shiny because it's the one thing I don't like the spider armor suit is that it's way too shiny.
That's fair. That's
fair. But then the more I think about it, and I think about it's because it's night, and there are so many lights reflecting. Well, and it's CG.
It's like as somebody that's worked with like the high quality spandex before, that's what that is. It's like and that makes it even more interesting to me. He doesn't have this crazy textured suit. This is fully like a Zentai Zone. Like it is just a cloth suit. That's
what if he gets
really
to sell a Zentai Zone?
I know.
Zentai Zone's a sponsor for that.
I cannot wait to fucking see. I can't. Can they please? Maybe I'm sure they will. They have to in a few days. I need a clear shot of that fucking thing. Yeah. I need a clear shot of that. It is so. I don't love the back symbol. I won't lie. I think I would like a fat. I'm a big fan of the fat back symbol. It was in the Homecoming suit.
The symbol in the front is like a mix of Toby and Andrews. I noticed because it's got the lines kind of like Andrews, but then it's curved at the top. Like
I do kind of wish it was the Civil War concept suit, but that's just because I love not the whole suit, but the concept logo with the Romita Senior look. The little. I just adore that symbol, but it does. That would have fit better for the high school era. So going to college, it would be a little weird.
And they already had fucking
Romita Senior did college stuff, so it would fit,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But no, like I love that suit. And granted, it's just a big CG scene, too? So it's not like it's not really telling of a ton of stuff.
It's not long. Short, It's not long.
But if they can keep up that for a future trilogy, dude, how the fuck did they nail it?
Yeah.
And that's crazy to me.
Like even the MJ stuff with Ned, that scene is like, again, if I cried at movies, I would cry here. That was a scene where I'm like,
movies? What are you, a fucking emotionless bitch?
I did make a video. I cried twice at the movies. Okay, there's like 2 times. I don't know why. I'm a dumb bitch like that. But that was very much a scene where I'm like, he sees a little scar and he's like, okay, I can't do this. I can't really do this. And I leave and I'm like,
I thought, okay. CJ told me last night, I'm an idiot. I thought that was implying that she was like in a not great household. I thought that's what that was implying, and I was like, "Whoa, that's really fucking dark for this scene."
No,
because then he was like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "It doesn't hurt anymore." I thought that's the reading I got, and I'm dumb. I fully admit that was a stupid thing to see out of that.
That's a you stupid
because that makes no sense.
That would be interesting, but
no.
For this movie,
definitely not. Yeah. But no, I really like that scene. I like. I mean, it's what we expected. It was the brown table scene basically. Just with like.
But it was so much stronger for me because
they didn't
after that the
they
funeral.
Didn't know who he
they don't know who he is.
Yeah.
They don't even recognize him. He's not
Peter
Ned's...
Parker is the weird guy who goes into coffee shops and doesn't have any friends.
Yeah.
He really is super relatable to Spider-Man fans.
Yeah. Spider-Man fans don't shower because they don't want to. Yeah. He doesn't shower because he can't.
Yeah, he can't afford water.
Yeah.
Man.
This movie, the more I think about it, it's like, he has been dealt a shit fucking hand, and he's still Spider-Man, and that is the most Spider-Man. It's not, I don't want to say too much because that sounds negative. It's just too much there to love now, and it's been
like at
obsessing
the very
over
least,
my mind for so long.
With Toby Peter, he at the very least had Aunt May. He had friends in MJ and Harry. Oh, until the end, I guess. Like, there were people he could fall back on.
Yep. This
dude is fucking completely alone, and it's like I think I will say it kind of makes up for the other 2 movies. Of at least not in how much I dislike Far From Home, but it makes up for the fact that, like, okay, we had a couple of movies where he had his team, he had his friends. Now legit, here we go. I don't think we should have. I don't agree with it. I don't think that's the best way to tell a story. I'm not huge on the 5 movie long origin Zack Snyder style of telling Superman.
Yeah.
But at least from now on, it's like, okay, we got it. We know what Spider-Man is like in a team or with helpers, and now he's alone.
Yep.
Cool.
And and that's like, and it's a thematicism of Tom going through this of like, you see. It's the start of this movie. The one take at the start, and this is the start of the movie. Cool. You do not imagine the ending.
No.
But it does bring you to that spot. He learns that lesson, And not only does he learn that lesson, he embraces that lesson. And I think that's the big thing. A lot of movies will just show him learning the lesson and then he moves on and then he defeats the bad guy. But then this was very much him saying, no, I am going to make the biggest sacrifice, not because everyone around me tells me it's the right thing to do, because I want to do it for the people closest to me.
It is crazy.
And like, that's the power of Ned and MJ, which as long they're not the biggest part, but the fact that they are there is because what without that,
then there's no...
That's the reason for it, right? Which is why I think I'm loving this movie so much.
Happy then or something more, you know? I don't know. I'm just trying to think like, I don't know, just...
How do you make them more potent?
How do you make them... Yeah, exactly.
Which Happy in that funeral scene, that he looks like he's out of Cherry with that hat on. Like, he just looks like fucking jerk.
Because what was crazy though, I don't know if you felt this way. That funeral scene happened. That wasn't a funeral, but the scene, the headstone. Again, weird that there wasn't Uncle Ben, but whatever. Oh wait, I'm gonna say my joke that I said last night. I believe that Happy also went to Doctor Strange and asked the entire world to forget that Ben Parker existed so he could get with Aunt May. That's my new theory. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
Because boy, but so that scene at the grave, like I forgot that Happy didn't know Peter until he said it. And I was like, oh shit, wait.
He doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't. And like
all the star connection's gone, all the everything is gone.
I was like, oh, it's more Happy stuff. Okay, whatever. What, he's gonna talk about how he fucked this girl or whatever? That's gross, you know?
Yeah.
But then he was like, who are you again? Ugh, like he doesn't even know that he was her fucking nephew. He doesn't even
that I don't care about the plot holes. No. What does that mean their relationship was? I mean, she's conveniently dead, so it doesn't matter anymore. But like, what does that mean? And maybe the show will explain it a bit more. Of like, if they were estranged? What if they were estranged?
Oh, him.
Like
and,
May
him
found out. Like May found out.
I don't think it's that deep. I think it's.
You don't think it's that?
I think what happened is that anybody that is alive who knew who Peter Parker was, they forgot. People who are dead in the timeline, they still know. That history still, because like there's no memory.
Okay.
Because crazy take here. Dead people don't have dead corpses don't have memories.
That's
to erase.
Insane. What? That's so strange.
Yeah, the spell doesn't go underground. That's really how it works. It doesn't go into a tombstone. Tombstone, dude, can we get Tombstone? Please?
Tombstone is the next big bad.
Please, I would literally kill to get a Tombstone movie. I would actually murder a human being to see Tombstone in live action. I swear to God, I fucking love that guy so much. He's such a great villain. It's gonna be Fisk. It's gonna be Fisk. But like,
I think so. Damn.
But fuck, it could be Tombstone. It could be. Yeah. Oh no! What if it's? Oh no! Okay, never mind. I'm gonna make a video on it. Never mind.
Tell me after.
I'll tell you after.
I need to.
I'll tell you after.
This is too interesting.
But like, just it's crazy. This ending. I'm obsessed with it. It's the one thing where, because it's like, okay, if this ending didn't happen, I would still really like the movie, but I would be seeing Spider-Man Twitter fucking rave over it, and I'd be like, okay, get over it.
It wouldn't be
I'm
my favorite
annoyed.
movie. It would maybe be my third favorite movie. It wouldn't be my favorite.
And I guess maybe it's a case of like, if this ending doesn't happen, the movie's still the movie. You know, I'm mostly interested in this ending for the future, not necessarily for what the movie does. You know,
the movie is
the one that makes the decision, so it's like it's hard to like.
I was conflicted about that too, but rewatching scenes and thinking about it more, I do think it is because of the movie for me, at least, because the movie built up to that decision in a way that I don't feel like that's jarring. Yeah. The ending does not. The ending feels jarring in the sense of like
how this movie has any sense of flow whatsoever.
Yeah,
it's not great in the first half. I think most of the issues are in the first half.
Yeah,
but
I know Bailey was talking about like, I mean, Bailey doesn't like this movie, whatever, but like he talks about this idea of blockbusters needing to have a consistent theme throughout, and we've lost it over the years. I think this has a bit of it.
That's the thing. Right? I think the theme is very strong. The idea of helping people. It's a very simple theme. It's not as crazy as something like Spider-Man 3, which has a really complicated theme.
The plot is already so overcomplicated, so keeping the theme simple helps.
The theme of this movie is help people who need help. You know, whatever the fucking cost, and the cost of fucking this was Peter.
Insane.
Peter lost his high school diploma.
Yeah. Yep. Is that how you? That's how they. That's the ending is how they fixed One More Day, because right. I don't know exactly what happens at the end of One More Day, but really,
One More Day he goes back to live with Aunt May, and he's a teenager basically again.
Yeah, this makes it seem
but like
this makes it more impactful.
Do you think there was an edit where Aunt May came back to life with the spell? I think there has to have been.
Maybe, but I don't think Marissa Tomei wants to be in these movies anymore.
Fuck, that's so upsetting to me. Easier. I'm sorry. She's such a good actress. I adore. And I like. She was absolutely glad
she's gone.
Because because if they kept fucking her up, like maybe it's for the best.
Yeah.
Maybe do you think the same thing with Zendaya too? Because are they gonna? She's gone. MJ is gone.
And it's weird if they're. I don't want my pitch. If I were ever given this character, I would not bring back MJ and Ned until like the second or third movie in this next trilogy.
Maybe. Oh.
I would end this.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
What?
That's how you do the tiger jackpot scene.
Yeah. You end this first movie in this trilogy.
MJ comes back, doesn't know Peter, and she's like cool party girl. That's basically a different character because like MIT.
Because she went to MIT. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna like Zendaya.
That's so much more interesting.
And then maybe she started. Oh, wait. What if she started going?
Maybe she's dating Harry.
What if she started going by Mary Jane because she smoked a lot of weed?
That'd be. I wouldn't like that. That's too stupid for me. I don't like that.
But what if?
If it's like
the other option is the other option is just a new Mary Jane. Yeah, which I don't want them to do. I think Zendaya as MJ is
Zendaya as Mary.
Zendaya as Mary. Oh, but okay. This sucks to bring up. Do we think her and Tom are gonna make it?
That's I don't like talking about this. Because
imagine if the TASM movies kept going. Oh no, Gwen died. Never mind. Just kidding. It's fine.
But also with that, I've heard Gwen and Andrew talk like, but this was also years down the line. They talked about how there's like it was awesome working on those movies. I'd love to do one of them again. They said that at one point.
It's weird.
It would be very weird.
It's weird if they break up and then she plays Mary Jane Watson, the guy that he marries,
and they have to
has
get
a
back
kid.
together. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not that mature. But like, there's a certain amount of professionalism required in the industry and stuff. Yeah. You know, they're being paid to do it, but it has to be awkward. You know.
Hopefully
it would have to be.
I mean, I wish them both the best.
I also wish them the best.
It will be awkward if that happens. Yeah.
We wish them a Blake Lively Ryan Reynolds relationship, not a Ben Affleck Jennifer Garner relationship.
Honestly, whoever.
And
it doesn't matter who you pick.
Oh no, but because Ben Affleck, Jennifer Garner met on Daredevil superhero movie.
Yeah.
Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds met in the Green Lantern superhero movie. Both bad movies. Whoa, they all met in bad movies.
This
Homecoming's a good movie though. So.
Homecoming's good, So. Yeah. But
I'm fucking in love with this ending. I'm fucking in love with it.
I know. It's insane to say that now in 2021 that we're in love with the ending. This is the type of ending
that I would put in a video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where like all of my endings have these big like kind of pretentious like big grandiose thing where he swings and he's finally Spider-Man, and on a fucking Niall Stenson rock cover of the theme, show a fucking montage of the movies, and then boom, the logo fades in and fades out, and then hey everybody, thanks for watching. This is so much like that's like that, but it's like
things are good,
like does that not have the same energy of like
the thing that I don't think it has
way too close to something that
this
Spider-Man
is the thing that the movie does unique.
It is perfect.
Really shows
it's a perfect Spider-Man thing. I love it.
If I did this movie, I wouldn't have gone as hard as they did with the ending, and I'm so glad they did.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have gone as like so desperate. I wouldn't have showed a fucking GED textbook. I definitely wouldn't have shown that. That's a lot. That's crazy. That's a lot, and no one's really talking about that.
Now, and not even that explains now even more so why he, like, assuming he's gonna start doing Daily Bugle stuff, either as like a videographer or whatever, which I would prefer that over him being like photographer.
You know what's okay?
Which they just forgot about that. They forgot about that entirely.
How we thought this movie was gonna end? We thought this movie was gonna end with Parker Industries. This is the exact opposite of that.
Listen.
This is the exact opposite of that.
Listen, when the other movies were bad and fucked and shot me and
it's my fault too. I thought it's for so fucking long. I thought it was gonna.
How was I supposed to know this movie was gonna be good? How was I supposed to know? It's not my fault. The marketing was really bad. Yep. The marketing fucking sucks.
Yeah, this is true. This is very, very true.
So, yeah, I will say I have never been happier to have been wrong. But stop being an asshole to me in the comments, please. I like a movie. Let's get over it. You know,
that's it. Yeah. I concede that, or concede. Is that the
sure?
No, I agree that point.
I agree that point.
I agree that point.
But
I just think with this movie, I put it on my top one, and the more I talk about it, the more I think about it, the more I loving it and forgiving it for some of the things I don't necessarily like
that's
about
valid,
it.
and that's super valid. To me, it's like, it's the thing with the ending where I'm like, do I love the movie for the movie, or do I just love the ending? And I think at the time of recording last night's video, I think I was just on the high of the ending, of like, holy shit, these next movies are gonna be great, and this movie is really good, you know. And like, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. It was necessary. This sort of soft reboot like kind of had to happen. And I think they went about it in the most like organic way possible, instead of just like forgetting something existed.
They didn't show like all the magic. It's just like cut to he's walking down the street
and now what the fuck is this show gonna be? Holy shit, that's crazy.
Who knows?
Like that, because I was only interested in that show because it was gonna be probably homemade suit. Maybe he's not gonna be in the homemade suit now. Then, oh, that'd be sad. I like the homemade suit.
Maybe that's where he designs it. What if it's like he slowly changes the suit into the?
But so I'm just so and maybe the point of the show is to explain this. So now is there no history with Tony? Which is cool. Fuck yeah.
I think so.
But then, so did he not go fight Thanos?
I think Spider-Man went and fought Thanos.
But then how did he go? How did he go to fight? Sorry, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out. And it's like,
maybe
it's not
what
this is not a flaw of the movie.
Maybe here's what it is.
Because I didn't want the movie to explain this to me. Maybe Tony saw Spider-Man, didn't find out who Peter was, and then just like found Spider-Man on the side of the road.
What if he built him a suit and then when he saved him, he just took it away?
Maybe, yeah.
Do you know what's kind of fucked up about this? The only reason I really love Tony in Avengers Endgame is because he knows Peter.
I know,
and he feels sad about that.
Wait, no, but Tony's dead, so Tony probably knew who he was.
So that happened. So he knew. Yeah, so he knew.
Yeah, so Happy never found out. So that means he didn't get to watch porn. No, no.
It's a travesty.
It's a travesty. Oh my god, my windows are going crazy. Sorry. Because I was pulling up Twitter. Pulling up Twitter.
All right, but yeah, no, fucking. My last point, really review wise, and I don't know what your last point is, but my last point, really review wise, is we live in an environment of so much in a society with so much cynicism around these kind of movies, and I am a part of that, and it's just so nice to speak so positively about a big blockbuster.
It feels very good. Again. And to my point about this, and this is kind of more into the Spider-Man Twitter stuff. Now everybody who is like, you're being biased in your review of Spider-Man Far From Home and Homecoming. Now what do you want? Is that not good now? Now,
yeah.
Is it still okay? Still recording Audacity. Thank God. I almost fucking shit myself.
Yeah.
Like everybody that was telling me you need to be more unbiased. You need to review these movies. Like you don't like the MCU Spider-Man, so now when you review Far From Home, you're gonna, or now when you talk about No Way Home, it's gonna be biased and it's not gonna be a logical good review or whatever. Now, because of my bias. And because of somebody like High Top's bias, even High Top, who thinks it is good, decent, fun movie, good movie, better than Homecoming, now it's a pretty good fucking movie. Yeah. So because of that, now you can better gauge the quality, somebody's opinion on a movie. It's like, the bias is super important in reviews.
Yeah. So as long as you know what the bias is, it's good to have.
Exactly.
That's the idea.
It's Donkey.
We make sure our biases are known because we tell you what we know about these movies.
Donkey, and that's why you have to be honest in review all the time. And if you're not, then you're a shitty reviewer. And Donkey said it in one of his videos. He hates JRPGs. He thinks they're stupid and not fun and dumb and lame and whatever. And the combat is never fun. So then when he says Persona 5 is great, Persona 5 is really fucking good. And guess what? Persona 5 is really fucking good. And it's the same thing with this. When I say Homecoming is not a good Spider-Man movie, but No Way Home is, whoa, No Way Home must be really fucking good then. Maybe I should go see it.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. That's my perspective on it. Stop being an asshole to people who think the movie is good and not the best movie in the world. Because I think the movie is very good.
There's no point to an I told you so moment because you didn't tell anyone. We just like the movie. Also,
on the High Top stuff, who cares about what other people think? That's my perspective. Who gives a shit if somebody likes a movie not as much as you do?
If you don't care about what that person thinks, Yeah,
you just want people.
If you're like a High Top fan and he says this and you're like, oh, okay, that takes you. But if you're not a fan, if you don't like the content in general, and then now you're shitting on them.
This is a whole discussion, which is probably best for a later time. But it's like, if you're only going to video essays to see people you agree with, then I think, and that's your definition of a quality video, is just somebody that says your same opinions. Then that's kind of closed-minded, and like you're gonna like. The reason I love,
you're gonna be disappointed by a video essay eventually.
Yeah, you're gonna hate me eventually. It's probably why people hated me for the pre-write, because I said I like Miles as Spider-Man. And like the reason I love High Top's videos so much is because they're really smart, interesting analysis of media that I'd never thought of before, because he puts it through an interesting lens, and that's why that's the whole point of fucking video. I don't know. That's the whole thing. Anyway, do you want to get into questions?
It's just nice to feel positive. It's just really, really nice.
It is really good, and it's nice to not be the asshole for the first time in 4.5 years. I love it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I should have made a Spider-Verse video when that movie came out. Why Twitter is not working for me right now?
I'm getting. You want me to read questions?
Yeah, read questions. I'll put it on my phone.
I'll read some questions. All right. CJ asked us, which returning characters from the past iterations do you think were treated the best, and which do you think were treated the worst? Andrew number 1.
Andrew number one. I think
Goblin number 2.
Yeah, Goblin number 2.
Or Goblin number 1, Andrew number 2. I don't know.
I think Andrew number 1. I would say Otto is the worst, or like
really,
just in terms of like Electro.
I think the Lizard has nothing to do, so
that's true. But the Lizard also was a shitty villain in TASM 1, so it's like, what else could he have done? He at least had like a personality, which is cool. To me, it was just like, okay, wow, you really missed the point of Otto, like the basic point of the fact that the arms weren't actually controlling him. It was just they were telling him to fulfill his darkest urges, you know.
And he's not bad as a character in the movie. He's
not bad as a character, but it's like,
if we have to put one,
I think if I hadn't just rewatched Spider-Man 2 like 3 weeks ago, I would be like, oh, cool, okay, it's Otto. But on that rewatch, for some reason, I fell deeply in love with that character in a way that I had never loved that character before. And so now, when it's just like, oh yeah, he's controlled by the arms and he's evil, and then when he's not controlled by the arms, he's good. It's like, okay, that's kind of not as nuanced as he actually is, but that's, you know.
Yeah.
He's not bad. Nobody's really bad. It's just a matter of like,
it's just,
it's like, okay, the nuance is not there, and I don't know how you would do that nuance, but that's all. He just didn't feel like Ock, basically. He didn't feel like Otto.
Yeah. But yeah.
Working on
Cole asks, favorite joke in the movie, and how is Critical Rand so handsome? He's so handsome.
He's
because
so very
he makes
handsome.
Amazing videos. That's why. And also he is just genuinely so attractive, Cole. But yeah, favorite joke in the movie, I want to say maybe it's like the MJ Andrew stuff. I kind of like that scene. That was fun.
I like that.
I didn't like him. The cobweb scene was a little weird, but I keep
cutting to Ned's, his grandma.
That stuff wasn't great, but like MJ and Andrew,
they had good chemistry. I think great. Maybe just because my back was hurting when I saw the movie, but I did like the my back moment, because it's like, that's not a Raimi meme. That part. Yeah. That's not a thing that's on the subreddit that people would always post around and shit. That's just a scene from the movie. And it's like, it wasn't like remember this? It was just like, funny. My back hurts. And it's like, okay, that's a good reference. It's funny. And it's like, it's a way for them to bond. I like that. You know, it had emotional stuff, but it was funny.
It's stupid, but like the fucking, oh, you're in so much pain right now. It's like, yes, I am. It's like, okay, that's, that's a little
that had, I'm gonna really had kind of chemistry. Oh, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say what energy it had. It had some millennial humor energy, is all I'll say.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It felt like it felt like a that happened type joke.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I just like buddy cop stuff with the two of them. It's great.
Yeah. TJ but Mary. This is on my tweet, so that's what I'll look at.
Okay.
Yeah. TJ but Mary. That's their Christmas name. They asked, what do you think of the new emblem? It's actually we
don't get a good look at it, but
they did like an approximation of it, and I can try and put up on the I'll just put up. It's okay, cool, awesome, great job.
That's great
work. It kind of like doesn't have a head, it doesn't have fingers.
I like that.
That's really interesting. It's like this nice blend of like I actually didn't get a good look at it. I thought it was just like a Raimi TASM one. It's a good blend of like the ultimate logo that's just round head, and like just legs coming out.
This doesn't have a fucking head. I'm trying to.
What are you talking about?
This one, you can't see it in Fortnite, but like that really doesn't have like points on the head. It's just like a rounded thing.
Oh, the one.
I'm talking about Tom.
Oh, the Tom one. Oh, can I say something? I have always hated that logo. I hated that logo.
Fine.
It has never sat right with me. Maybe just because the Ditko one was right there and they had it perfect and they dropped it. But no, I actually like that logo a lot now that I'm seeing it like clear. That's really cool. That's really, it's like very it's almost got like spectacular energy, like like if you just added a little like circle there,
a
that's
little
a better
like
way to look. That's a oh nope, never mind, just kidding. Like if you added just
if
like
you made
a
it more
circle,
angular,
that's the spectacular logo, and hell yeah,
if you made it a little bit more blocky, I guess. But Tyler said, which Spider-Man do you think is the prettiest? Andrew's so hot.
He's so pretty.
He's so pretty. He's so pretty.
We love him.
Yep.
Do we think Uncle Ben's still alive? No, because what if? But if he was,
it would be. I'm gonna say it, and I know it's controversial, and you're not gonna agree with me.
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of story potential in the idea of an Uncle Ben that is alive and on the run.
I was gonna say that's also interesting. I was gonna say that would be interesting. It'd be really different, and they would have to really do it well.
Imagine if it's like Tom is on his own, Aunt May has just died, and Uncle Ben comes back, and he's like, "I heard Aunt May died."
Yeah.
And that's the pitch. That's my pitch. That's my fucking pitch.
Yeah.
For Spider-Man 4. That is my pitch.
That would be really controversial. And Spider-Man Twitter would hate it in a Last Jedi style of way of like.
Maybe I'll make this a fucking video.
Yeah,
maybe I'll make this.
Because that's not my pitch. My pitch. I got a different pitch that I'm far more interested in.
I have been obsessed.
Wait, I should have written down the thing I had because I forgot about it already. Fuck. All right, I'll think about it.
Oh no. I've been obsessed with this idea that Uncle Ben is alive in the MCU, and you can do something genuinely dramatic.
So just assuming that, like, just ignoring the what if line, which like that's fine to do. I don't mind that.
It's what if. It doesn't matter.
But then would Uncle Ben know him? Because if everybody who's alive forgot,
he's family.
I guess so.
There's a point there where it's like, would you forget you had a kid? You know? Like,
that's true.
I guess he's an orphan, but still, it's like someone has to remember that a guy named Peter Parker exists to fit it in the timeline.
That's true.
And like Doctor Strange can just say, "I made." What if? Yeah, and so like I think, there's a way to do that kind of story, and it would be so fucked. And I know Spider-Man Twitter would be ass once the first trailer comes out.
I think that'd be really interesting. I don't know. It's hard to say.
With this movie, I think I originally thought, okay, now you can never do it because you addressed it. But the movie is so wavy about Uncle Ben, and Tom is so unreactionary with Uncle Ben that like I have an idea. I have an idea to kind of do it well, especially now that one, Aunt May is dead, two, he has fucking nothing.
Yeah.
And like he's in New York, the most dangerous city in the entire fucking country. /world.
Is it?
I don't know. There are other dangerous places in the world.
Okay.
In the US, it's very dangerous to be in New York alone, like you are right now, Peter Parker. So I have an idea for something like that. I want to flesh it out. So there's a place to say that story.
It's a thing that is, if they do it, they'd have to do it well, and if they don't do it well, it would suck. It's to the point where it's like I have no idea. You know, these writers managed to do this very well,
and that's
a heavy subject for these types of movies.
That's why I'm pitching Damien Chazelle. I don't
know. I don't see it happening. It could be cool.
I don't see it either.
It's a matter of like it's just a matter of like that is so radically different of a and because remember this Spider-Man is supposed to be definitive Spider-Man now. That's the whole point. So then when you bring in another like father figure relationship to like make that his main thing.
That's the thing. I wouldn't want it to be like a father.
I don't know. It could work. I don't know.
It's
would
weird. I need to flesh out the idea.
It would take a lot, and I think it could be a very Last Jedi idea of like the Last Jedi is controversial because a bunch of fucking racists hate it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But sorry, hang on, just gotta clarify. If you don't like Last Jedi, it doesn't mean you're racist. It doesn't mean you're sexist. But there are a lot of right wing, alt right people, white supremacists who hate that movie and use it as a way to bring in people into the cult. Anyway, the Last Jedi is controversial because like the main theme of it is like fuck what you know, right? Like it's allegedly, I don't believe this, but a lot of people believe it's shitting on Luke Skywalker because it does something really radically different that is super, it's super controversial, but is an interesting story thing. That I think would end up about the same way. I'm going to sneeze in like 2 seconds, but I think that could be interesting, but I have no idea. I sneezed.
Perfect ending to that.
That was really loud.
I'll flesh it out more to you. And I'll
it could work. It could definitely work. I have no clue. I think it might just.
It has to be done well. It has to be done well.
I'm at the point where I think I would rather just be Uncle Ben and Aunt May are dead and their tombstones are next to each other.
Yeah.
Anytime every time he goes to visit Aunt May, he visits Uncle Ben too, and he talks about them. It's the simplest way.
It's been such a mystery box now.
Yeah.
That like. It'd be so weird if they don't do something.
And maybe the show will. But maybe the whole point of the show is the Uncle Ben relationship and stuff.
Yeah. Now we don't have to worry about. That's another thing. We don't have to worry about Mysterio anymore because he forgot. Everyone forgot.
Yeah, that's true.
What the fuck happened with Mysterio?
I know.
Is Jake Gyllenhaal just chilling somewhere?
Well, he died.
That would be interesting.
He died.
He did die.
Yeah.
So maybe he did.
That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. I found it weird that the one villain that died fighting Tom wasn't
come back, but like.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like, does that mean in the plot of what happened in the MCU now?
Well, no, maybe he knew that Peter. Again, I think anybody that is dead, because who knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man in the main cast of named characters that wasn't dead, that was important, like
Peter, Ned,
Peter obviously Peter knew
Nick Fury, Skrull,
yeah, so
all of
the Avengers, but so basically all that's doing is just. The timeline now is just saying, yeah, he was there. They didn't know he was Peter Parker. So he was in his mask the whole time. Basically, the scene in Far From Home, he shows up and when he takes off his mask and he's stupid, he doesn't take out the mask.
Yeah.
You
he takes off his mask and there's another mask. It's like a Scooby-Doo thing. Yeah.
But it's on the paper bag like I wanted.
Yeah.
That's my way of viewing it now, just because like anything else, like you're going to get way too deep into it.
It's going to get too complicated. Yeah. It's the blip all over again.
Yeah.
Let me look at another. I'm not gonna. We've spent a while. I'm not gonna look at crazy questions. I'm gonna look at a couple of them. Devilman asks, if Matt Murdock is blind, how did he catch the brick with a bunch of fucking?
That's a good question. That's a plot hole. That's a logical inconsistency. How the fuck did he catch that?
Yeah.
This is a bad movie.
Oh, here's an interesting question. Majestic Gaming. Willem Dafoe gave an incredible performance, but was he faking the nice Osborn act when he came into the universe? If not, then why did Norman have drastically different personality than in Spider-Man 1? If so, then why was he helping cure the villains, and why did the Spidey sense go
That's
off?
My thing.
Is it definitively the split? Is it the split? There's no act? Or there is like
that's my thing.
Point?
It's like he's so goofy that maybe he was never Norman to begin with outside, maybe, like aside from the scene where he's like arguing, aside from the scene where he's alone, because he's not putting on an act for nobody for the camera. That'd be funny though.
Yeah.
Like maybe Goblin was taking over the whole time and he was pretending to be goofy Norman Osborn to get to get close to people and stuff. That could be interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because like Goblin is a smart thing. It's a smart character. I think that's my view on it. And that if they said that clearly, I would be really into that. If that could be confirmed, that would actually raise that whole storyline up a lot for me. If that's the thing that they do, he's manipulating them entirely.
Yeah. Return of Nova gave an interesting question. I'm going to do the first part, then I'll do the second part later. Now that everyone in Peter's life is gone, where do we go from here? We kind of talked about this. We don't have to go a complete pitch for Spider-Man 4. Do you have ideas?
I have ideas. It's a video. I'm not talking about it. I have
the
ideas.
Second part.
I have ideas that I hate that. Okay, no, I'll say it. I hate that Miles has become a meme for me now because I really fucking love Miles. But boy, wouldn't that be fucking cool? What?
Is it too soon for Miles?
In Spider-Man 4?
He's already just lost Spider-Man 4.
Oh! I thought you
thinking?
meant Raimi Spider-Man 4.
Oh, fuck. No. I'm talking about... yeah.
Because that's my pitch for Raimi Spider-Man 4. Logan with Peter and Miles.
That's actually cool, I think. I want Miles with Andrew, but I think that...
I think TASM 3 also with Miles. Put Miles in everything.
Put Miles in both of them.
Make Miles a household name. He's kind of a household name already, but make him a bigger house. My family, my mother needs to know who Miles Morales is.
Yeah,
that's how important he needs to be in our society. He's a huge deal.
Yeah.
My mother doesn't watch superhero things, by the way. She doesn't like to. She didn't even watch Spider-Verse. I tried to watch Spider-Verse with her. She fell asleep.
My mom told me to turn off Spider-Verse the first 10 minutes.
Shake my head.
This
Moms.
is too flashy.
These moms.
It's like, no, they don't understand.
They don't understand.
The second question, we didn't talk about this at all. Since Eddie is gone from the MCU, how will him and Venom reunite? The fucking symbiote's a thing now. That's a fucking... Well, wait. That's a thing that happened.
So Eddie's gone from the MCU.
Oh, the question: how will how will Tom Holland Spider-Man and Eddie Brock unite?
I think there's another Eddie Brock. If they do it, I think there's going to be two Eddie Brocks. I think there's going to be Lethal Protector Eddie Brock, and I think there's going to be Spider-Man villain Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
Or maybe
that makes sense.
Maybe they'll do another multiverse thing, or maybe they'll like kind of just ham-fist it in and be like, yeah, here you go, like sort of like the. Sort of maybe. Like wait, whoa! Here's a crazy idea. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Okay. Are you fucking ready for this?
Yeah. Okay.
Heard. I know this spell wasn't a time machine spell thing or whatever, but I'm gonna pretend like it is because it simplifies things.
Kind of.
What if the spell created a new universe, a new alternate timeline, and that's the Venom universe, and Venom went from that universe into regular MCU universe, like backward. Listen here, I'm gonna have to draw it out. So there's two branches, right? This is MCU. Okay. This is Venom verse, which splits off at the end of No Way Home, and that's the new MCU. Yeah. Venom went, instead of swapping universes, he just went back in time, technically. Because you know how the multiverse thing is like a branchy thing? I'm going to have to draw it out. I can't right now. I don't have a pen and paper.
Yeah, no, don't.
I'll show you later.
Show me later.
It's stupid. It's stupid. Yeah. But I think it's stupid enough to work.
At first, I thought you were saying he was already in the MCU, then he bounced to another universe, and then he came back. But that doesn't make sense.
No. I think there's some wacky shit. That's all I think. Or no, or maybe fucking. Realistically, Andrew's just going to be the Spider-Man of the Venom movies, which I fuck with.
That would be cool.
That'd be the perfect way to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was really what was really really weird. Is the Venom credit scene? No, I'm not gonna spoil Venom. Spoilers for Venom 2. You've probably fucking seen it if you're watching this. Venom is like that guy. Like he knows Peter.
He's like that guy.
Yeah.
So he didn't do anything.
They did zero stuff with that for this movie. Maybe that's Venom 3. Maybe Venom 3 is Venom versus Andrew Spider-Man.
I know it's too soon to say. This doesn't have to do with Eddie Brock. This has to do with the symbiote little thing that was left at Danny Rojas' little table. Danny Rojas. Yeah, I love him. He's in the MCU now. I just kind of canonically believe it's like that's Danny Rojas. Wait, you don't know who I'm talking about?
No, wait. With the
Ted Lasso, Danny Rojas.
Oh,
remember Danny Rojas?
Oh, that's the same guy.
That's the guy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There telling. Yeah,
I haven't seen Ted Lasso in forever. I haven't seen season 2 yet. I'm sorry.
It's great. It's amazing. Still my favorite fucking thing.
I'm sure. But so maybe. Okay, remember when?
So I do think Spider-Man. I know it's a stretch.
Yes. Let's really do this.
I do think that the next movie is gonna have the symbiote. Not pre-writing or anything. I do think they're gonna do the symbiote in the next movie. I know it's like.
I think they're just setting it up for now. I don't think the next one's going to. Or maybe.
You don't think so? It will. I think maybe it might.
Kraven is.
I don't want it to.
It has
to
be Kraven
maybe.
for the next movie. If it's not Kraven, like Kraven right now, it feels like Mysterio did before Far From Home came out, where it's like. It fucking has to be like back then. It was like Kraven or Mysterio were the two villains that it had to be. It had to be those two villains for the next solo movie. Kraven feels so. If it's Kraven and the Black Suit always go well together, and like
But it is weird that like Kraven's first appearance will be his last hunt. But I think they just
you don't have to do Kraven's last hunt. I mean,
no,
it could be Kraven's. What if it's Spider-Man first hunt?
Yeah. That's
actually a really fucking rad name. I'm into that.
Like
I'm here. I'm gonna write that down. There's the pitch, everybody. So okay, So remember when we were like, we didn't say. I don't think we said this in this podcast yet. Andrew said that he's never fought an alien, and so to me so Andrew said that he was pulling his punch or wasn't pulling his punches. That kind of implies symbiote stuff. But then later he says he never fought an alien. He wish he did. What if that means he never fought Venom? What if that's all that means? He had an alien suit. And he took it off, and then Venom gets Tom Hardy. Too. And then Venom 3 is Andrew Garfield versus Venom.
Yeah. I thought if a TASM 3 that took place before all this multiverse stuff happened would have been him getting the suit, being evil, killing someone, then taking off the suit. You know?
I'm not even saying for TASM 3. I'm saying Venom 3, the villain is Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the events in Andrew's
Because wouldn't that be the coolest fucking thing if Spider-Man's the villain of a movie?
Yeah.
And then like maybe fucking Osborn is the main thing. I don't know.
Yeah. But I'm. Well, you have any other questions? Or
I have because I never said my opinion. Pool Gold has Pool Gold says which director would be the best pick for the next trilogy. You said Damien Chazelle, and fuck you because that's a perfect pick, and I hate you very very much.
Yep. I think it's realistic too. Like, what else is he fucking doing right now?
Is it? He seems like a big. I don't know. La La Land
He's a
guy.
big name, but like, what else is he doing? What else is he doing right now? He did First Man, that kind of flopped. I think I haven't watched it.
I don't
yet.
know. He seems more like. I think once you win an Oscar, you're not doing an MCU movie. You know.
Well, I mean, Ryan Coogler, Chloe Zhao.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Mate, but you're not.
He is more big name than them.
Yeah.
But like, he also. I'm trying to think of his schedule.
The realistic thing you have to think about. Sony doesn't need a big director, or Marvel doesn't need a big. Whoever. Whatever. I'm just gonna say Sony because this feels more like a Sony thing than it's a Marvel thing now.
It kind of.
Which I love. That's my favorite thing about this movie. Sony doesn't need an Edgar Wright. Sony doesn't need no. Actually, you know who I'm gonna say a take, and people aren't gonna like it because some people hate the movie. Taika Waititi would kill a Spider-Man movie.
Let him do it right. Though. Don't let him do it like Thor. Do it right.
And granted, I really like Thor Ragnarok, but it is comedy first and foremost. Have you seen Boy?
No.
Boy is everything Spider-Man: Homecoming should have been. Like legit, it is a child who has a father figure come into his life and who like loves the father figure. Father figure gets him into turns out to be kind of a piece of shit, and the kid has to be like, no, fuck you. I'm moving. I'm gonna be the adult in the situation. It's such a good fucking movie. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to I don't know. Damien Chazelle's sticking out to me. I mean, the real answer is High Top Films. That's the real answer.
He's got. The real answer is me,
motherfucker. Could you imagine if they? I would love that. He's not big enough, and like I don't think he would.
He's not going to get it, but they could do it. They could
because I mean they like to do smaller directors for these movies.
Yeah. What if they did someone who was? They have to. It has to be someone who's doing indie work now.
Yeah.
If they did Gavin for the next movies, that would be.
Or Dave. Oh, he's doing Shazam, but David Sandberg would be really cool.
Yeah.
But I just love him as a director.
I can see a universe in which Gavin does actually direct the next movie.
Yeah.
I can see it.
It's possible.
It's not like
and I think I'm really excited for Lotus. I do think going from your first movie into a big budget blockbuster, I think that's going to end bad.
Yeah.
It would. I think there would be
scary at least.
There would be very scary, and I think he could do it. No disrespect to Gavin, he absolutely could handle it. That'd be very stressful. I think he agrees that he wouldn't want to do that second movie.
Yeah.
But if that does happen, there would be a really interesting documentary on it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Oh my god. Fucking let me direct that at least, please. Can I do a documentary?
Yeah, Chazelle is sticking out to me right now.
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson. I'm just thinking maybe, you know what? I'm just saying directors that I like. Fuck it. Edgar Wright. Yeah. Fuck it. You know? Yeah.
I don't think Edgar Wright's doing it.
No, Edgar Wright got fucked with Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Fucked hard. And I don't think people realize how bad it was. Like that dude worked on that movie since 2001, since before Spider-Man. I think I might be getting it.
It was like a baby.
It was his
and
movie.
It got fucked from him.
And then they ripped it from him. And they stole his script basically, and they credit him for the script and shit, so it wasn't like stolen. But like, he got pretty fucked on that movie, which is why Ant-Man and the Wasp is far worse than Ant-Man 1 because Edgar Wright didn't write the script for Ant-Man 2. I would say Chazelle really sticks out to me. That's my pick. Or Alex. Give it to Alex. Fuck it.
Yeah. We got a lot of questions. We are getting kind of short on time because my computer's being fucking.
This is many. Oh, I didn't even look at this one.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh,
we can do like another podcast episode later too.
We could, This is very true.
So, but yeah. Do you have any other final thoughts before we just wrap it up?
Movie's really good. Spider-Man Twitter still sucks. Billionaires are still bad. My No Way Home video is still good. And Loki, like it's okay. Today I was kind of dreading talking about this movie because I woke up and I was like, this is exhausting thinking about this. And then going through it again and thinking about like the potential and like just what the movie is, ignoring like the bullshit that was going on today, like makes me feel a lot better. And I am very.
I feel happy about what we recorded. I feel happy about this movie. Yeah. My end message is we live in a cynical-ish part of Twitter and stuff where we're all very upset, and Spider-Man Twitter isn't gonna fucking cure the world or anything like that. But like this is a very happy moment of like. We enjoy a movie.
The majority of people, the brown tape, like the majority of people really enjoy this movie. Even Alex, who is the most cynical guy in the world,
likes the parts that matter.
Likes the parts that matter. Yeah, it's just I completely I can predict word for word what he's going to be saying. just like the MCU-isms and like some of the shut.
Yeah.
You know, and I totally agree with him. And for him, that's probably going to kill it. And it didn't fully kill it for me, but it brought it down for me a lot. And I agree with him. And even if I didn't, you don't need to agree with everybody all the time. Stop being assholes. Stop proving my bingo card right about Spider-Man Twitter being shitty. It's always shitty, but like, come on, just chill out. Who cares what who cares what people think?
Just enjoy this while it's Christmas time. Just enjoy it while you have it.
I'm just of the opinion,
if you want
who
to.
Cares about other people's opinions about a fucking Spider-Man movie? And
I'm
also there is a difference between having an opinion on someone else's movie opinion and then shitting on someone else's movie opinion. And most people shitting on and harassing them because of their movie opinion. And I'm seeing much more of the latter than the former right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna rewatch this movie a lot when it comes on digital. That's
I'm curious how much I'm gonna rewatch. I think I might skip to.
There are scenes at least.
I'm having trouble wanting to rewatch the first half.
It's big. It's big.
It's a big movie.
Very big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's gonna wrap it up for today.
Yep.
Thank you everybody for joining us. This is Metroid 17 coming at you live. Been joined by Mithi from Film Caffeine.
There's a lot.
Oh my God.
Unless we do another one. If we do another one, do we want to do another one? Because I don't know.
I have no idea.
Our audience.
Very.
If
good
we
question.
do, we do. Otherwise,
maybe we can do a stream answering your questions about No Way Home or something.
Yeah, that would actually. I'd be down for that.
That's better way to do it.
So until then, recorded versions of ourselves.
Yes.
Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays.
Yep.
Stay safe.
Yes,
right?
stay safe, everybody. Again,
if
if you're gonna go see this movie a second time, buy 3 tickets, space yourself out, make sure you go to a theater that requires vaccinations if you can. Go to a matinee showing where it's not as crowded, wear a mask, wear a good mask, get vaccinated, get your booster shot. There's a pandemic. It's really bad. People are dying. It's not good. Be careful. But you can still enjoy a Spider-Man movie just if you're safe. That's the take.
Yep.
That's my take. I really need to tell that every time I'm going to recommend a movie in theaters. Because
play Fortnite, get the Spider-Man skin.
Play Fortnite. Buy the Spider-Man skin.
Yeah, do it.
I'm so high level right now. I don't even want to say. I'm really close.
I'm just excited.
I'm really
He's
close
so
to getting
alone.
him.
He's so fucking alone.
I know. I love it.
You're talking about the different. We're talking about completely.
We're talking about completely different. That's okay. No worries.
Yeah. You're talking about this guy.
I'm talking about the other.
He's all alone. Imagine this guy.
I am on the page now where he is.
Yeah.
I'm on the 8th page or the
You're
9th
so
page.
close.
I'm
you
so
just need
close.
to level up enough to
I
get
gotta
the
do a
stars
couple quests now. That's it.
Yeah. Imagine this guy in Fortnite. I watched that trailer again, right? And it's like him and MJ, and they happily drop in the fucking Fortnite battle bus, and they're like, "Yeah!" And then I instantly just remember the fucking ending to this movie. I don't know why. It's like completely different.
It's so funny. Like I don't believe that this movie is named No Way Home. This is not No Way Home. It's not the same movie.
This is Spider-Man Graduation.
This is literally
because he doesn't even fucking graduate. He doesn't even fucking graduate.
Spider-Man GED.
Yeah.
Spider-Man get out of here. GED out of here.
Get out of
Get out of home.
Yeah.
Kicked out. And the new movies should not be titled anything home related. It needs to be done. You're running out of options, so quit it.
Yeah.
But. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. This is Freepik 17, joined by Mithi from Film Caffeine. This very, very long episode, but it's Spider-Man and it's really important. We're gonna try and shoot for like a regular episode also this weekend about like other things. Yeah. But if you're watching on my YouTube channel, subscribe, like this video, follow us on Twitter, and I'll do the intro later and shit, whatever.
Do it.
But everybody, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.